there be a cap on that?
6,
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, welcome to Screen Source episode 9. We're almost there, guys. We're almost at 10.
Wow. Is that when we stop?
Huh?
Is that when we stop?
That's when we stop.
We're done.
We call it
We're
quits. Call it
Thank
quits.
God.
This is Color Circuit's premiere show about film, television, news, reviews, and then we watch some trailers at the end. My name is Dylan, and we'll start from my left.
I'm Jessica.
I'm Jason.
I'm Kevin.
And we're here every single week at 3 p.m. MST, so make sure to tune in, have fun. Did you text our friends?
I did not.
Ooh, our friends wanted to watch.
It's
so
going to
that'd
be a
fun.
good show.
Text all of
guys.
your friends. Anybody that is interested
text
in
my
these
friends.
things. Text your friends. That is twitch.tv/Color Circuit Live. Anyways, there's a lot of stuff going on. Welcome back, both of you.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've been busy. Kevin had his first night of, you don't know what I'm going to say, do you?
Of debauchery.
Yes.
No, Kevin, you performed with New Mexico's premier, I would actually say is the probably premier improv group, which Jason's been a part of for a while now.
Yes.
How did that go?
It went well. I
Yeah?
think.
He did a very good
Yeah,
job.
did you hold up? You felt
They didn't put me in a lot of stuff. 'cause
Okay.
it was the first- so I was in like maybe 4 things.
That's good.
But yeah, it went good. I don't think I embarrassed myself. So that's what matters.
You did it. That
He
is
did
what
not
matters.
embarrass himself.
Yeah, I embarrassed
That's
Jason.
in the reviews of the paper. Kevin Bransford did not embarrass himself.
That's good.
So
He
exciting.
did a really good job. He was excellent.
I'm so sad I missed it. Twitch.tv/Color Circuit Live. That is correct. Jessica and I went to a wedding yesterday.
Ooh.
Per usual, I was the darkest person there.
It was insane.
It was
Like
an
goth-wise?
Nope. Like
Like-
skin wise.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a very white wedding. You would have been the next darkest person. That's how white the wedding was.
Yep. Yep.
But otherwise,
And
it
I
was
was
fun.
one of the only brunettes. Like
Everybody there was blonde. Like we're not
It was
joking about
crazy.
it.
Or
It's
redheaded.
just interesting.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, out of 100 people or so. But it was fun.
How do you know these friends?
One of them is a geologist that used to go to grad school with Dylan.
Yeah.
And then
She shares an office with me.
Yeah, and now she works for the Water Quality Bureau in Santa Fe, and
Yeah, she's done fun. Andy's great. Congratulations, you too.
Congratulations.
And
Right.
anything else before we move on? Are we ready to start?
I think we're good.
yay!
Unless Jason's
Oh, I
got
think we should get sponsors. I have a Humble Coffee. I paid for this, but Humble Coffee. If you're watching next time, you should give me this for free.
We live across
This
the
is
street
a free.
from you.
This is a free advertisement for Humble Coffee, which has delicious coffee. And now I want you to give me coffee for free.
That's
so I don't
how
have
that's
to pay
how it
for
works. What's his name did that with Skittles. So, yeah, some celebrity did it recently with Skittles, and he says they sent him a year's supply of Skittles. Very smart, very
Nice.
smart. Should we
Delicious.
We
Humble
have one
coffee.
more thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was Kevin's birthday a while back, a couple weeks ago. Right?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
What was the actual date?
October 3rd,
October 3rd.
How old are you now?
26.
How does that
Aw,
feel?
Yay,
little
big
young.
boy.
Late 20s.
Nope.
Late
It's still
20s.
mid.
Well, it's
We-
like
it's
technically
going to have him
late
open.
mid
It's
20s.
This really
No, that's not a
poorly
thing.
wrapped.
It's
Yeah, it
just
is.
mid.
I mean, it's
Gift.
26, 20. It's later than
I
25.
apologize for the poor wrapping. and
Thank you
bag.
guys. You didn't have to do this. Hold on.
Yeah, we should have tightened that knot a little tighter.
No.
Okay. Hold on.
Whoa.
Because
Let's cut to Kevin Cam.
Holy
Right there.
crud.
it's a mug. It's a Hedwig mug.
Hedwig mug.
I forgot the name.
You forgot. Oh my god! and
embarrassing.
you are the biggest Harry Potter fan I know.
I do love Harry Potter.
Are you the biggest Harry Potter fan that you know?
My sister-in-law is a really big fan, and she was a fan from the beginning. Like she read all the books
Okay.
as they came out. I wasn't allowed to, but when I grew up,
This is a ceramic 3D mug,
what is this?
not 2D.
Yeah, what the hell?
It's pajamas. It's
Oh.
a onesie.
Pajama.
But it doesn't have the feet, which is nice because I always hated the feet.
Does it have a
part.
butt flap?
No feet, no butt flap.
Oh,
No butt flap,
man.
unfortunately.
So
but
close.
but
Yeah,
it does have a hood.
hoodie.
Almost
a hood.
perfect.
Yeah, almost
Just kidding.
perfect.
Dang,
I'll cut
guys.
one in there for
Does it
you.
have a pee-pee
There's one
flap?
more thing. There's one more small thing that's in the bottom of the bag.
Uh-oh.
You have to wear that for the stream, you know.
All right.
Okay.
Just wear a diaper.
And page clips of
Little
Harry,
Harry.
Hermione, Ron, and Draco.
Ooh, like pixelated.
Aw,
3D.
they're,
Not really. It's 2D.
I'm not seeing it.
They're not 3D.
Thanks, you guys.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
So
Yes.
sweet. Sorry, let me move on.
That's
I'm
okay.
gonna put this on when I get home and never take it off.
It's
should.
really
I'm gonna wear it
comfy.
under
I
all
bought
my
Dylan
clothes.
something similar a couple of years ago.
Yes, and I wear it a
You
lot.
wear
It was called the Forever Lazy Suit. It was an infomercial, and he loves it.
It's the best. It's got a butt flap too.
Yep.
It has a
The zipper.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
It's actually just like
It's
like a
really
one like a
lazy.
straight hole, or it's not even a full hole. It's just straight down.
like a slit.
Whoa. You got to be careful.
It's not a slit. It's a flap. It's a flap. Anyways, on to our first topic of the day.
So not a slit. It's a flap. Quote us. Already.
Okay.
All right, so what's going on here, Jason?
Jason, this is yours.
Game of Thrones, everybody.
Hello, Inertia.
Game of Thrones is, I believe this article was about how, I think we might have talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but they're continuing the anti-spoiler tactics for the final season of Game of Thrones, and including building a wall around the sets.
Very
You're
Trumpian.
lying.
No, I mean, that's apparently what they're doing.
Is it Trump
I read
endorsed?
that.
It's a Trump-endorsed wall.
So it's shitty.
Big and it's beautiful. 40 feet high, guaranteed wall around
It's huge.
to
guys.
protect. Huge. Yeah, it's they're like, that's one tactic. Apparently they might be shooting like multiple endings, multiple scenes just to throw people off of the scent. And then this is not completely verified, but somebody said that they are not even giving the cast scripts, that they're giving them earpieces, and that they're going to just be feeding them lines.
What?
Which I don't believe, because
That's
like
bold.
as you're an actor, like how are you going to act and
Yeah.
like not knowing what the heck is coming up? And like, what are you
guessing.
going to use to shoot? Like, you need a shooting script, but I think they're trying to like just deter. I assume the would-be thieves. So they're trying. They're letting out a lot of press about the tactics that they're going to use to stop the spoilers.
Inertia TV says that the wall
Should
might be made of ice.
Yep.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I agree.
If that's the case, then it's coming down.
Yep.
All you need is one dead dragon.
Zombie dragon time.
So I have a question. What would you do as a producer, a director, to keep people from keeping those spoilers in?
Oh God.
I don't think I'd go through that trouble.
No.
No. I mean, if people want to ruin something for themselves,
Right. Then that's their own problem.
just ruin it.
Yeah.
I say just open it up. Go the opposite way, because I think what's happening is when you try to close yourself off, then people want in.
Yep.
You know,
It's like the forbidden fruit, you know.
so just say everybody's welcome to watch, and then people will be like, "No, it's okay, I'll wait." Yeah.
I agree.
Beckhamger says, "Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from?"
Cotton Eye Joe.
What is that?
It's a song.
It is a song.
There's like a
Where'd you
dance
come
that goes
from?
with it,
Where'd
right?
you go? Where'd you come
Oh
from?
yeah. It's a very Yankee song.
Yankees. Okay, you Brit.
You Brit.
You Brit.
What were you just saying? I'm sorry. Oh, you've mentioned this before, and I said this to somebody else the other day too, about spoilers and whether or not they actually affect us.
Yeah.
How does that? What was the sentiment behind that?
I think it simply was they did some sort of a study. I mean, I hate sentences that start with "there was a study," but
Why?
there was a study that, that apparently they gave people spoilers to a show and made them watch it, and then they gave they didn't give people spoilers to a show and made them watch it, and it turned out that the people who had the spoilers enjoyed the show just as much, if not more. Maybe because I think you're just appreciating it in a different way. I think the thinking is that when you know what's coming, you can actually appreciate the artistry behind the build-up rather than like just the shock factor or the surprise factor, which only gets you so far.
I'm wondering if there's varying degrees of that being true in regards to like the pool of people that are a part of that study. Like if they're like movie people, that could have been much better said. But I'm wondering if there's a difference between like regulars, and then like movie people that like really love movies and film and television, things like that. Yeah.
Good question.
I don't know. I feel for me personally, when I know what's happening in a movie, I think then all I'm thinking about is like, when is it going to get to
Me too.
the thing that I'm waiting for to happen?
Oh, see, that doesn't.
And then it just pulls me out of it.
Yeah.
So-
I always think the weirdest people in the world are like, tell me what happens. Tell me what I'm going to watch it. I can't wait to see it, but tell me what happens.
Yeah.
Like, they need to know before. Ugh. Gross.
I mean,
They're
I'm
the
not like
worst.
that, but I also don't really care about.
I know you didn't.
Knowing
Yeah.
things.
Which is
Like, it
why
doesn't
it's
ruin
hard to
the
live with you
experience for me.
sometimes.
I know, because I spoil things for him accidentally without meaning to, and then he
I-
gets pissed at me.
I do love to spoil things. I just don't like them to be spoiled. For me.
Yeah, you should do it for
You're a
him.
bad
He
person, I
hates
think is
it.
what that means.
He hates it.
Inertia
We'll get
says,
so
yeah,
angry.
spoilers don't bother me. I enjoy the watching experience regardless.
Yep.
Well,
Exactly.
I think that might mean you're like a more evolved person than me.
You
probably.
are.
Yeah.
You are.
All right, next topic.
Mm-hmm.
You got more to say?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't have anything more to say. I don't know anything
okay.
about this
Okay.
cheating contestant
So-
kicked off.
So this contestant, who her name is Sean. No, Sean's the other twin. She got kicked off of Project Runway for cheating. How she cheated was you're not supposed to have measuring tape in your room because you can make measurements beforehand.
That bitch.
And she measured some of her own clothing and
Oh,
and then used it. Yeah, so she's done.
You asshole.
And she was going to win. She actually won a prize that was $25,000, and they took it away from her. They rescinded it.
wow.
So that
Because
really
she
sucks.
measured
She-
some stuff.
Ahead of time.
Well, think about it though. You're
not
on a
supposed to-
show.
where you're, yeah.
Yeah, we're competing with others,
I get
and they
you.
have rules like, hey, you can't have all of your garments figured out before you get here. They actually like everything is done in the studio, and you can only do everything there. Otherwise, like you could bring in all sorts of stuff from the outside. You know, like the idea is like you came up with this on the spot, you did this. I mean, you can't control somebody's thoughts, but the fact that she was doing the project outside of the allotted time to do that project, because they're all timed. Yeah,
Claire is her name.
Claire.
And I'm actually, I mean, I hate to say this, but I'm kind of glad because her and her sister, they're twins, identical twins, are the most annoying contestants on Project Runway. They're
And her
so
sister was
annoying.
kicked off the week before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
What did she do?
No, she didn't do anything wrong. She just
she
sucks.
just didn't.
She
She just like
pre-threaded
needed
her
help from her sister for like every design. So yeah,
You guys are taking this seriously.
it's a fun show.
This is movie news.
But yeah, anyway, I thought it was interesting. It's the first time in, I don't know, 15 seasons or actually the second time that they've had someone kicked off for cheating.
What did the
They've
first
only
person
had
do?
it. I don't remember, but second time ever in their shows.
It was a fun episode. It builds a lot of tension. And especially in like the teaser for the next episode, you know, like that happens at the end of the last episode. We were just like, oh my God, I got to watch that next week.
Somebody cheated. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good.
Another person cheated?
No. Someone just
I think it's better when people cheat.
I mean, it makes for more interesting television,
It
that's
does.
for sure. But
Just tell us about a time that you've cheated.
I'll tell you the time when I cheated. I was doing an oral book report on A Man for All Seasons.
I don't know what that is.
And it was a book. And at the end of the book, I went up and I was telling the story about The Man for All Seasons, and I didn't read the book. I guess this isn't cheating. This was just laziness. And I said, and I gave my oral book report, and I was like, and in the end, the king lives happily ever after. And then the teacher goes, did you read this book? And I said, yes, I did. He said,
Well,
no,
that's
you
how it
didn't, because
happens.
the king dies at the end of the book. And I was like, I cheated a lot.
I would have been
a
like, I
cheater.
didn't read the last part.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That would have been smarter.
The last time I cheated, well, there was this girl named Jennifer. And no, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
Oh, God.
Chink.
She loves that joke. All right, next topic. Weinstein. Is it Steen or Stein, guys? Have we figured
I
this
want to
out?
say it's Stein.
I say Stein just
I've-
because it rhymes.
I've heard it
Weinstein.
both ways.
Weinstein.
Weinstein.
I think it's Steen.
Weinstein.
Signor
Weinstein.
and
I think it's
hashtag
Signor.
I think it's Signore.
Signore.
And hashtag woman
Signore.
boycott Twitter. So this has been all over the news since like 2 Thursdays ago.
Yeah.
No, it was it was 2 Thursdays ago. New York Times. I took a ton of notes, so I'm not reading an article here. This is like an amalgam of a bunch of notes that I took. I also wrote Weinstein, but again, I have heard of Weinstein. So let's start from the beginning. Who is this guy? He's an Academy and Tony Award-winning film producer and former film studio director. He's made films such as Pulp Fiction, or produced them at least.
Star Wars.
No, he did not.
Oh, sorry.
Screen source.
He wishes.
He produces screen story.
He co-founded Miramax with his brother. They've done Project Runway, Gangs in New York, a bunch of Tarantino stuff, Kevin Smith stuff, Princess Mononoke, the American version, Good Will Hunting, Lord of the Rings, Wind River. Just
Shakespeare in Love.
him. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
That was
I
him.
mean,
He's
like,
done everything.
he's done so much.
So on October 5th, the New York Times detailed Weinstein's alleged misconduct and said that Hollywood Titan has made 8 settlements with women. I think the count now is up to 44 women are saying that are accusing him of sexual harassment, assault, or rape. And that includes people like Gwyneth Paltrow, Angelina Jolie, Ashley Judd, Minka Kelly, Heather Graham, Kate Beckinsale. The list goes on. Here's just a few of them. And so he was fired because of it. And he was also kicked out of the Academy, I think, yesterday. From that, obviously, there's a lot of people speaking out against him. Rose McGowan. There was a big Twitter fight between her and other people about this, one of which I think was Ben Affleck. And so Twitter Twitter suspended her account for like 12 hours or 24 hours or something like that. And then they brought her account back online. But during the time she was out, she said, we need to boycott Twitter for stopping women from speaking out against these kinds of things. Twitter claimed that it had nothing to do with that. It was the fact that she had tweeted
someone's private information,
a phone number, I think. Yeah, private information.
That happens all the time, apparently.
Yeah.
Right. But it was just pretty coincidental that it happened like right when she's blowing up on Twitter. Other things that have come out of this, the NYPD has done like covert recordings, and so there's an audio recording out there of him inviting a girl into his room, and then she said like, well, you groped me yesterday, I don't want to, and he's like, yeah, I did, but I'm not gonna do that again. And like, it was really creepy and gross. It was awful. Ben Affleck and Anne-Marie Losique, they got into it on Twitter. James Vanderbeek came out and said, this has happened to me too, not with him, but this is what happens in Hollywood. Terry Crews. So I just want to say it's not just females, it's also males.
Yeah.
But it's always men doing it.
Yes, it's always men doing it. And then this has happened to other people too. Roy Price, the head of Amazon's entertainment studio. This happened to him 2 weeks ago, I believe. But Andy Signore, former senior vice president of Screen Junkies. He's the one that founded Honest Trailers. I don't know if you guys have seen that. It's kind of comedy stuff. And Screen Junkies is huge online now on YouTube, and they have a bunch of television shows. They work with Kevin Smith. They work with a ton of people. It's a really great studio. And actually, I've actually met somebody that works for them. And I will stop talking. Bob Weinstein is his brother, right? He's the sole member left, I think, on chair for what's the name of the company again?
Weinstein.
The Weinstein Company. And he's saying that the company's not going under, but everybody else is saying it is going under, and that they need to sell, otherwise they're just going to lose money. So obviously it's just been falling down. Everything's falling down. I don't know. Does anybody have anything they want to say in regards to it?
I mean, why should we be surprised? This is not to say that, I'm not saying it's a terrible thing. It is, but I feel like the bigger issue is just patriarchy and just like us being okay with women being, bribed in this way for, okay, you want to do this part in this movie, well, you have to come up and do some sexual favor for me, or, you know, I don't know. I just feel like it's something that has probably been happening for, you know, since film industry began. And
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And people like Trump are only furthering this cause of rape culture and systematic sexual predation. And so, I mean,
I think it's like it's obviously extremely shitty. As somebody who works in the industry, in the filmmaking industry.
have you ever seen anything like this?
I've never seen anything like this, but it definitely is something that, like, I mean, I've seen it in like the theater, in just like in the even at the community theater level. There's people who are willing to exploit. You know, it's a sensitive thing, and like, you know, my girlfriend's an actress, I'm an actor, and you know, it's hard to come by good work, and like the whole name of the game is networking in a lot of ways, you know, and a lot of times people who are the most talented aren't necessarily getting the roles for a number of reasons. And, you know, that's always one of those things that has been like, kind of like, well, you know, like it's been out there like for, like you said, like pretty much as long as I think movies have been being made, there's probably been people there to exploit the people who are desperate to be in the movies or the TV shows. And it is, I feel like it's the movie industry, the television industry, just the filmmaking industry is an American it's something we export, and it's huge. It's one of our biggest exports, and like there's so much money brought into this country through the filmmaking industry, and it's shitty to like see it like torn down like this, because I believe it's a really great thing, but I think that this is a watershed moment, and I don't think it's going to stop here. I think that I think that there's going to be a lot of people who will end up coming out of this very scarred, if not burnt to the ground, because of obviously Harvey Weinstein isn't the only one who's been up to this behavior.
Sure.
Yeah. It's not a cliche only because of him. It's a cliche because it goes back a long ways.
Have you ever seen something blow up as big as this in Hollywood?
Not in Hollywood.
With this many people.
As a
and
Catholic, I've certainly seen this happen before. And like,
Sure.
that's like another thing is there's like there's whispers of, you know, like pedophilia and like that whole scandal also in the Hollywood industry as well. So I don't know where this is going to lead, but my guess is that it won't stop here. And I mean, like, Pulp Fiction's a great movie, and I don't want to like it any less because
I agree. Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein had his grubby, greasy little hands on it. But I feel like
because he wasn't the only one involved with
well,
the
yeah.
film.
I mean, when you're a producer, you only have so much. You're the person promoting the movie, not necessarily
Yeah,
creating
it's not
it.
your vision.
Is anybody surprised by the fact that his brother seems to be surprised by it?
I don't think. Yeah, I mean, it seems like this was a very badly kept secret.
Right.
And there was a lot of people involved in keeping that secret and helping him continue.
Right.
Like if you read some of these accounts of the women who are coming forward, like I was reading Cara Delevingne, like his assistant was present, and she was also like pressuring her to go up to.
And it was his
room.
female
His
assistant.
female
Yeah,
assistant.
I saw that.
So I hope it is a watershed moment. I hope it really does lead to some change. But you just see like this is like an industry within an industry,
Right.
and I don't know.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I wonder
I've
what-
seen a lot of people that I know personally affected by this, and what I mean by that is that there are more and more women coming out and saying, I was raped, I was sexually assaulted, I was, sexually harassed.
Like friends of ours on Facebook
yeah,
are coming
that
out
are
and
like
saying that now.
you know what? Like
Jamie Loftus
I
did a whole
want
thing
to-
recently.
Yeah, like I want to come out and say this because it's important, and this event has led me to want to come out and say this is what happened to me, and it happens to many more people than we think, because it's just like something that we try to hush women up about, and men too. So
Yeah, and it's something that I think you got to recognize. It's not just the film industry. It might be like particularly bad there, but this is just everywhere in every industry and every avenue of life.
Right,
Yep.
right. It's just that like an entire an enormous company is going to topple down because of it. And I'm interested to see how that'll affect Hollywood, honestly.
I mean, I think it's an absolutely terrible thing, but I think that like if you're somebody who engages in this type of behavior, I would be quaking in my boots right now, and it's only going to be a matter of time. And for anybody coming up in this industry, like I think that seeing what's happening here is only going to make you think twice about like what your choices are going to be from now on. So I can only hope that like, you know, people that this issue, I mean, I don't know if it'll ever be completely cleaned up, but hopefully it gets much better than it is.
Yeah. So you're victim blaming is what you're saying.
Is that what I'm doing? I don't want to do that.
I think it's interesting that not a lot of I don't have any like other big movie executives come out to comment on this. I mean, I know like Woody Allen came out in defense of Harvey Weinstein.
What? He did? I thought
not
he
really.
said it
He
was
just
terrible.
said like it was terrible, but he feels sad for Harvey Weinstein or something.
Because he was
Oliver-
a predator
I know
himself.
Oliver Stone.
I mean,
Oh, and then Oliver Stone. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. I mean, he has his own issues, as we know, and I think that's maybe why he feels some sort of empathy toward Weinstein. But that's, I mean,
I just love the fact that, you know, it was for Roy Price. Was that his name from Amazon? A girl just came forward and said he approached me a couple times, and most recently was at a dinner, and she just came forward with it, and they fired him immediately. I just love that these studios are not hesitating anymore.
Yeah,
they're just
definitely.
taking like just hitting it right, like they're stopping it as soon as they see it, and that makes me super happy.
I mean,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I would.
And
love
they
to
should be
say-
scared. They
I
should
would
be
love
very
to say
scared.
it hasn't happened to me, but it has. It's happened to me at work before I was sexually harassed, and I luckily was defended by another coworker who was male also. And yeah, I feel like it was handled very well. My boss at the time, this was years ago when I worked at a restaurant. And yeah, the boss handled it wonderfully. She's like, I will fire this person. Like if you're saying that this is that serious, I will definitely fire this person. And maybe I should have said yes to that, but I didn't. I felt really bad for him. And that's another thing. Why did I feel bad for him?
Right.
It happened to me. And that's something that it's a whole nother subject. I mean, we could go on the whole show about this, but yeah, it's just crazy that I felt bad for him still at the end of it.
Right.
And said, no, don't fire him. That would be terrible. Like, I just don't want to work the same shifts as him anymore, And it's crazy.
On to funner topics.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Because the last one is an article that came out on lifehacker.com recently titled, Should Movie Theaters Have Intermissions? Lifehacker.com is one of the best websites ever. I use it a lot. And this person, I don't remember the name of the person. I wish I did. But posed this question and then gave arguments mostly for. This is why we should have intermissions. And so I'm going to go for some of the list of 4 and then some of the against that I came up with or that were in the article. Should they have intermissions? Well, we do it at home when we watch movies at home. There are apps for this type of things now, like the Run P app. Have you heard of it? I talked about this maybe last time or the time before. But there are apps for this is the ideal time to take a pee break during this movie because it's not as important. This scene is not important. Movies used to do this apparently. Big movies like Ben-Hur or like a lot of older films.
4-hour movies. Yeah,
they would have a little break in the middle. They do it in plays. They have intermissions, and that doesn't seem to interfere. It's good for the concession stand, the theater themselves, and it's good because people are going to want to buy more, and it's good for you because you're going to want a refill or whatever.
Yep. And I always need a pee break.
Yeah.
You know?
And you get to stretch and the people that text and stuff, like now they'll get to do that knowing that they're going to take a break in an hour and a half or something like that. Against, I'm going to say story break. Sometimes you're not as invested or like you're taken out and now you need to kind of like build yourself back into that
kills the
world.
momentum.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then also like seats. Like, oh, are you going to get your seat back? I don't know.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
are they going to like make a system where you can save your seats, or how's that?
Or
gonna
there's
work?
Your assigned seat.
Right.
now some theaters are doing that. So I don't know. What do you guys think? And then this graph, I should say before I ask you guys the question, is on the x-axis we have years for average feature film length, and then on the y-axis we have length in minutes. And so it looks like in the 60s, and then even more currently, movies are moving past 2 hours. Which we're starting to see more now.
Like
And
Blade
2049 was 2 hours and 45 minutes.
But it
That's why I
didn't feel
haven't
like
seen
it. It did
Yeah.
not feel like 2 hours and 45 minutes to me, honestly.
So what do you guys think about this?
I feel like a movie has to be made with the intention of being split into 2 parts. Like
And
you can't just take a movie and like say, this is about halfway,
Right.
and like.
And
cut it in
apparently,
half.
the older they were arguing that in older films, the directors kept that in mind.
Like in
Yeah,
Gone with
yeah.
the Wind,
Yeah.
where they had
Right.
the intermission.
Yeah, like that was
Yeah.
a very clear halfway mark, and
Yeah.
it ends on her in the garden with she gets back to.
So you're saying it
Tara.
has to be purposeful?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think filmmakers would be very happy with the idea of someone else deciding when to split
Sure.
their movie up.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because the theater's not going to let them. They won't let the theaters do it.
I think for certain movies this could be a good thing because sometimes it's just like too long.
Right.
It's just you're not. I can't sit that long.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like for people who can't really sit and watch movies, it's going to be a terrible thing. Like they're just going to be like, I'm not going to the movies anymore. Forget this. But for people like us who like actually care about movies and are willing to put in the time, I feel like it might be okay if, like you said, movies are made with the intention of it being 2 parts. Because I feel like if it's disjointed, I'm going to get confused. And then I'm going to be like, what just happened? I completely forgot. And not that, maybe that's not something that will make other people not want to come to the movie. But for me, I just feel like it has to be made with that intention because I just can't focus if that's broken up randomly.
I say just come on, like get control of your bowels and just hold it in.
What if you're older
I do.
I don't care.
or younger?
Bring a pee bag and
A funnel.
or something. I hate leaving movies, and no matter what.
Yeah, me
If
too.
I sit down and I watch a movie, I will sit there even if I'm suffering. I don't want to leave because I don't know. Like I feel like it's an experience. I go there and I don't want to like. I could pause it at home, but I feel like I'm going to miss something that's important. So I will hold it in as much as I possibly can, and only very
Which
few
makes
times.
sense for that intermission then, right?
Well, but the thing about it is, like, I agree. Like, I don't think that, I don't know, like, intermission, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I think that it presents a lot of problems that are, like, yeah, people might, like, the seats, I think that for the movie theater, you're thinking, and also for the studio, I know that they want to fit in as many movies as possible.
Sure.
So you're pushing it back, because it would probably have to be a 15-minute intermission. So you're
10.
adding
10.
Well, with time for people to get their seats and everything.
Okay.
you're adding 15 minutes. And the thing about theater intermissions is that you can kind of gauge, like, all right, everybody's back, and like they say 15, but it ends up being closer to 20.
Right.
And so
Do you guys like intermissions in plays?
yeah, because I think plays are 4 hour, 3 or 4 hours long oftentimes. So I don't
Right. And the
mind it.
actors need a break.
And it's written into the scripts.
Yeah.
When and if movies get that long, though.
Yeah, I've seen certain movies with intermissions. I've seen Evita. I saw that at the Cine Capri in Scottsdale, Arizona. I saw The Hateful Eight, and that had the
I heard about
intermission.
that, yeah.
And that was like, I think if it's intentional, then sure, absolutely. If it's a long movie and you're intentionally putting in an intermission, then sure. But if not, then if it's an hour and a half long movie,
no.
just-
yeah.
Yeah,
Come
no,
on.
that's
Yeah.
fine. It's just
not
sometimes
necessary then.
I don't get why movies have to be as long as they are sometimes.
Yeah. Dude, watch 2049. You'll see why. You'll see why.
I mean, I feel like
You said sometimes twice, by the
it
way.
must be hard to be. It must be so hard to try and fit, especially movies that were first books, like into a span of 2 hours. That sounds crazy. I mean, that's why so many movies that are based off books get split up into like 4 or 5 movies when they were only supposed to be 2 books or something.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
I think
Hello,
it's really
Carbine.
Makes
difficult.
sense. I just don't get why
Hey.
like Spider-Man this year. I went and saw that, and that was like well over 2 hours, I think.
Yeah, that was a little much.
And it was just
we
like,
didn't need that much.
can we just go back to
Spider-Man.
the days of like a nice, fun 90
The
minute
days of yore.
Spider-Man?
Make America great.
None of them
Yeah.
were.
That's what I'm saying, basically.
Back in
Yeah.
the
So much-
1940s, when the movies were only an hour and 10 minutes long.
We've mentioned Trump in
110.
every single topic, I think, except for Project Trump.
It's
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah, I agree. Unless it's intentional and it's a long movie, then just keep it.
I don't get this
As it is.
graph. What
You
is
don't?
it? What's going
So
on? What's
in
the
the-
bottom line and what's the top? Is that like the longest?
That's probably
movies?
average. Is
middle
I
line?
see what you're saying. Yeah, well, yeah. This is they would go. So in 1930, movies were anywhere between 40 minutes long to 95 minutes long. Does that make sense?
Oh, I see.
Oh, I'm sorry. That would be 80, 90. So they were anywhere between 85 to 95 minutes long, and then the middle line's probably the average.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it only makes sense that as we get more technologically advanced and as we are able to do more things in the film industry, then of course our movies are going to get longer because we have more opportunity to show these things off. So, yeah.
I think you have to earn your running time, and
Yeah.
not all the movies
They're
do.
gonna
I
get
do
longer.
agree.
It's
I
what's
do
happening,
agree.
man. Look at that graph.
I mean, but I think
The
Blade Runner is a good example of like, didn't feel like 2 hours and 45 minutes. It felt like a 2-hour movie.
I agree.
I saw the My Little Pony movie, and that was 3.5 hours long, but it did not feel like it.
What?
He did not watch it. All right, so our next segment is headlines, etc. So we're just going to go through them real quickly. Let's start off with you, Jess.
Okay. Chris Hardwick signs 3-picture deal at Blumhouse.
Yeah,
Blumhouse?
they make a lot of scary films. Chris Hardwick interviewed the guy that runs Blumhouse recently, and they just like hit it off, and then they signed Hardwick for 3 horror films. And he's produced 1 horror film through his Nerdist Industries once before also. Next Halloween will be in an alternative reality, says
John Carpenter.
Carpenter. Yes, thank you.
Next Alien movie will be in an alternative reality.
Nope.
Oh, sorry. Next Alien movie to be more about AI than aliens. AI-lians.
We get to see more Michael Fassbender making out with himself.
Oh, is the
I'm
best
down
part.
for that.
So
I'm
good.
down for that too.
Keira Knightley to star in spy drama from Manchester by the Sea producer, Newsroom, and New Girl writer.
Oh.
I
Interesting.
like a
Okay.
lot of those things.
I'm okay with that. Is it my turn?
Jessica.
Will Smith and Tom Holland, Spies in Disguise animated film coming out.
It's I think it's based off of a short with like pigeons as spies.
Meh.
Yeah, we'll see. Gal Gadot talks to star in post-World War II thriller called Ruin, which she's going to do
Cool.
before Wonder Woman 2. Yes.
Very cool.
X-Men spin-off Gambit to open Valentine's Day 2019.
Love
Bring your
Channing
loved
Tatum.
ones and everybody look at and marvel at Channing Tatum's muscles.
Yeah, all the girls are going to watch and be like, hey, I'm going to have sex tonight.
Not just the girls. Frankie Muniz.
Thank you. You make me a better person, Kevin.
Yeah. Frankie Muniz doesn't remember starring on Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh,
Did you guys hear about this?
Frankie Muniz. Did you have a concussion? Did you have amnesia? What's happening to you?
Well, apparently he has like he has some sort of it's not amnesia.
like
he
a
has
brain disorder? Like
he
a
has some sort of
brain-
disorder, and he
Wow.
cannot.
You lose memories?
Maybe he has like short-term
he has,
memory.
Well, no, long-term memory loss.
Long-term memory loss. Yeah.
Yeah, and he said this apparently. He's on Dancing with the Stars right now, and he said it during an interview. You know, like they do like little shots, and he's like,
Jesus.
I don't remember anything from Malcolm in the
Well,
Middle.
good thing it's all recorded, so he can watch it and
Yeah.
remember.
And who was the dad in Malcolm?
The guy
Bryan
who's
Cranston.
in Breaking
Bryan
Bad.
Cranston was saying like, I don't know. He was just like really sad about it, and was like, you know, we're here for you, Frankie, and like, you know,
Aw.
I'm gonna remind you of what you did.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
I had a friend that was on that show a lot, actually.
Dancing with the Stars.
No, Malcolm in the Middle.
that would be great. Though.
Am I last one? Sony is working on a Settlers of Catan movie. They've already booked Daniel Lynn, who did the It and the Lego movies. So for those of you that don't know what Settlers of Catan is,
It's right up there.
It's right up there. Yeah, I'm not gonna grab it.
It's a
Anyways.
board game.
I like that
It's fun.
Yeah, it is the staple of European
It's just
board
gonna be
game.
like harvesting
Sheep
wheat.
and wood.
Sheep,
Sheep and wood.
sheets.
Sheets.
It's
That's it.
sheep and wool mixed together.
Cool.
Yay! All right, so coming soon now with Post Tomatoes. Post Tomatoes always comes before.
Pre-tomato.
Yay! Thank you. So every week, what we do is we look at the newest movies that are coming out in theater that weekend. Last week, it was Marshall the Foreigner and Happy Death Day, and we all assigned Rotten Tomato scores to them, or at least what we think they're going to be. So let's go through that, and then we'll actually look at the real score and see how well we did. Now, you two haven't been here, and so these are
had
actually
surrogates.
Bond did two in a row, 2 episodes of Screen Source, so he actually did pretty well.
He did Kevin both times.
But
right?
yeah, so you're
Bond.
well,
I
you're
prefer
Kevin.
Bond.
Bond.
Yeah, and then you are Stephen Blacksmith. But let's
prefer
start
him
off
too,
with
to me.
Kevin. What did you think Marshall was going to be?
Apparently, I thought it was going to be 90, which seems very high.
And I thought 83.
I thought 70,
I said 76.
and Marshall was 87.
87.
That's me.
Wow.
No,
Kevin.
Kevin. God damn
Kevin,
it.
good
Yeah,
job.
Bond's really good at this.
Nice.
I got it.
The Foreigner, the Jackie Chan film that came out last weekend. Kevin thought it was going to be
48%.
I said 85.
85,
I said 75.
and it was
Ooh, Jason.
I think
No, me.
Kevin.
Oh, no, Kevin.
Probably. Yeah.
Jesus Bond.
57. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I think Bond's probably better at
Yeah, Bond's great. And Happy Death Day, Kevin.
13%.
I said 28%.
I said 100.
What's his name? Stephen Blacksmith.
Yep.
He said 102%.
And it was 68.
Ooh.
Yikes.
That's me. Yay, I won something. I just want to point out that Happy Death Day did much better than the Jackie Chan film.
That's so sad. But at least Marshall
Well, not
did
much
well.
better, but yeah.
I mean, I was looking forward to seeing that because it's about Thurgood Marshall. It just seems like a good topic right now. Very relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
wanna
So now we're going to talk about what comes up this upcoming weekend. Now with Pre-Tomatoes, so we're going to guess the scores for what's coming out soon. And this upcoming weekend we have Geostorm,
Nice.
Only the Brave,
Nice.
and The Snowman.
Only the Brave was filmed here.
Oh, it
in
was?
Mexico. Yeah, I know a number of people who were in it, and
Yeah, Josh
they got some
Brolin.
good dough from that money.
Did they?
Yeah.
Good dough from that money.
Good dough from that movie.
Move. All right. So who wants to start? Kevin, you want to start?
Sure, with Geostorm?
Yeah.
Geostorm, I'm going to give 16.
That's a good one.
I was going to do 16, but I'm going to do 33 and a third.
Wow.
I don't think they do thirds on there.
They do. They don't.
Pie.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm doing 3%.
Wow.
3.
You guys, that is low. I'm going to go in the middle there, 22.
I think that there's going to be a lot of people who just love how crappy it is.
Some
got a lot of
people
big actors
love
on it.
to watch these crappy apocalyptic movies.
Whatever it says right there. It's pretty small.
I think it's what's his name? The Phantom. The Phantom.
Gerard Butler,
Gerard Butler.
14. I'm going to lower my score.
Only the Brave. Kevin?
Only the Brave. I don't know. 65.
I think it's getting decent reviews. I don't think it's getting reviews that are like, this is going to be the best movie of the year, but I think it's going to get a 65.
What'd you say, Kevin? What'd you say? What'd you say?
65.
That's what I want to give it.
65.
65 and 65.
I
Okay.
feel like I want to put it somewhere between like
66
60
and
and
64?
70, so I'll go 65. Yeah.
I'm going to go solid 70.
Mm. All right, so either she wins or we win. And the Snowman.
The
guys are no fun.
Snowman. This one looks very
Good.
Bloody.
interesting to me.
It's a killer snowman.
It looks lame, to be honest.
It's a bad movie
It's a
title.
movie about a killer snowman,
It's
and you think
lame.
it looks lame?
Lame.
72. 72%.
I'm gonna say it's definitely gonna get a 48%.
Okay. Well,
It can be very lame, but it's gonna get a 48. And it's gonna be
So
awesome.
lame.
I'm gonna go 55.
I'm gonna let's see.
Is it Fassbender?
It's Fassbender, but I don't really know if the
He
plot.
doesn't really do
is
bad stuff, does he?
Meh.
he did that Assassin's Creed movie.
That's true. That
I'm
did
gonna
not do
go
well.
like 43.
Is it a little easy?
All right.
43.
Okay, so we'll see next week what happens. The other things that are coming out for this upcoming week are, what's that? Same Kind of Different as Me, worst movie title ever.
God. Wow.
That's a lot.
There's a lot to take in.
Different
Freakish
as Me.
Season 2, which has been called the Breakfast Club version of The Walking Dead.
What?
And then White Famous, a new Showtime show that comes out on October 15th,
Interesting.
which is
It's
today,
got-
I think.
It's got Jamie Foxx in it.
Oh,
Cool.
very cool, very cool. And so I don't know anything about these. I didn't even know anything about the Ladder 49 movie that's coming out either.
Oh.
What's it called?
Only the Brave.
Oh, but yeah, I've never seen a trailer for that.
It's got Jeff Bridges, Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
I just saw a trailer for it, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know anything about these movies.
It's
either.
about
Does anybody
those it's a true story of those firemen that died in northern Arizona.
Oh,
and they were fighting
yeah.
the fires, like 25 firemen or something.
Okay.
that all-
I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the name of the movie.
Neither do
Only
I.
the Brave. Well,
You have family members that are fire. You have a brother that's fireman.
mhm.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
he's-
I respect them tremendously.
only the brave go in and fight those fires.
I get the title. I get it.
That's what it is about.
I don't know. It hits close to home for us right now because California is like
Burning down.
wildfires
Yeah, and I am
all
California.
over the place. So
You are
I'm
California.
California. All right, what are we
Mr.
watching this
California.
week? Who do we starting off with? This is just where we talk about what we're watching this week, movies, television, or otherwise. We are starting with.
Beep.
All right, fine. I'll take care of it. The Last Man on Earth.
Yeah. Last Man on Earth. This is Will Forte, and he is the last man on Earth. The whole show is just him making that face. No, it's more than that.
Comedy?
There's more than one person on Earth, but yeah, it's a comedy. Has anybody seen it?
Yeah.
You?
First 2 seasons.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of reasons. I know a lot of people don't like this show. The first season is kind of one of those, like, it's kind of like cringe. It's one of those, like, Office, like, oh gosh, this is so hard to watch styles, and then it kind of lightens up a little bit. And I find it fascinating the way that the show operates. For the third season just started, and in the beginning of the last season, so first of all, January Jones is in it. And the beginning of the last season, John Hamm shows up, and there's like nobody left on Earth. So John Hamm shows up, or no, she shot somebody at the end of the first season. Oh, second. Well, anyway, she
Jesus.
shot somebody, and then they pull off his mask, and it's John Hamm.
Jeez.
So they
Oh,
bring him on
God.
just to kill him. They did the same thing with Will Ferrell, and at the beginning of this season, what's his name? Jack Black like comes out and then just immediately dies. So they do all these like things that are just like no other show would ever do, and Will Forte's just awesome in it, and Kristen Wiig is now a part of the cast.
Yeah.
Kevin's
And,
favorite.
Saw that. I love
yeah,
Kristen Wiig.
she's great, and the rest of the cast is really great, and I love this show a lot. I highly recommend it.
So the writing's good.
It's just weird. It's just like I just can't say there's. I don't know any other show that operates in the way that this show operates.
Okay. Like
Yeah.
script wise or
Yeah,
story wise.
yeah.
Okay.
It reminds me of The Good Place in that like they're both kind of like plot driven
Very plot-driven.
comedies,
Okay.
Yeah.
which I'm not sure how I feel about it yet.
Right, because most of on television, at least, it's situational.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Like they have a very like high concept premise, which is fun, and they have some fun with it. But I feel like sometimes it gets in the way of some of the characters and the character development. Like other than Will Forte, because I kind of stopped watching halfway through season 2. But other than Will Forte and Kristen Scott, I don't feel like a lot of the other characters had a lot of dimension to them. They're
Sure,
kind of
sure,
just
sure.
there to react to what he's doing.
Yeah, and I think they do. They end up out January Jones goes through this whole thing where she has a psychological issue, and they develop that. Yeah, I don't know. It definitely has its flaws. But
Yeah, I mean it's unique, certainly.
That's hard to go to sell it and saying oh, first season's a little rough,
I wouldn't even say it's rough. It's just it's got that cringe. If you don't like that, watching somebody just make a complete ass of
I
themselves
love that.
again
I
and
love
again.
that. The Office is one of my
I
favorite
think
shows.
that's funny.
Then
Yeah.
if you like that, then you'll be fine. And it's very Will Forte, and it's got its rough edges, but it's very unique, I would say.
I don't think I'm a Forte fan. I'm not a
There you go.
Fortnite.
Forte fan,
Yeah.
It's not for everyone.
Yeah.
Mezzo Forte.
We'll see. Okay, so who else is watching what? That's Jessica.
Yeah. Dylan and I watched. We finished the second season.
And did they just
Better Call
film
Saul.
wrapping up? Did they just wrap up season 3 on television
They did
a month
5
ago?
months ago.
Jesus.
Okay, so it's been a while.
We're watching Netflix.
Yep. And it was really good. We were riveted until the
I
end.
love season 2.
Season 2 is great.
I
yeah.
actually just also watched season 2 this
Cool.
past week.
Oh,
Cool.
How'd you
What'd you
feel?
think?
I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was good. And then Dylan and I watched the 3rd episode of the newest season of Will and Grace this morning, and it was hilarious. And it's still just as funny as it was however many years ago it was on. And Harry Connick Jr. was on again, and I was like, oh, Harry Connick, I love him. He's I always had a huge crush on him, and yeah, it was good.
So I have some things to say about this. Harry Connick, not the greatest actor. Grace, not the greatest actor. Will, he's doing great. Karen and Jack are the funniest people on the show. It's just interesting that I don't know. I was not sold by whoever plays Grace. I don't remember.
Deborah Messing.
I don't remember what it was like earlier on. I did watch it when I was younger, but I was pretty young to be watching that show, I think. And maybe I just didn't notice it before, but I just don't believe her. If that makes any sense. But God damn it, Karen and Jack though, every line for them and their delivery, of course, is just so good. I could not stop laughing. We watched it this morning. It was a good way to start the day though. Yeah. Fun show.
I started watching the original recently, and I watched a few episodes, and it was funny, but then I started to get a headache, so I turned it off.
Wait,
Because of the show? Or
I may have been getting sick.
Okay.
I'm not sure. But it was a little loud for my taste.
Yeah. Karen, can you imagine acting an octave higher than you normally are? That's a lot of work for the whole time on set.
Yeah,
She's great.
she's
so
hilarious.
good.
I love her Bob's Burgers.
She's on
character.
Bob's Burgers. I didn't.
I
know
love
that.
her
That's
Parks and
cool.
Rec
She
character.
plays the sister.
She's great. Yeah,
So good. She loves cats. Anyway.
it's great.
I am watching. I've just finished Star Wars Rebel Season 2 this past week. So you can see there, Vader was in it. Jesus Christ, it was good. Can I do any little spoilers?
Sure.
You guys care? You're not gonna watch
I
it?
feel like you've. How many of these? I feel like
3.
every
I've done it
week
3 times.
you've watched. Maybe I've just been here 3
Wait, this
times.
is a different show.
Is this a different show than the one?
Oh, you're thinking because I did Clone Wars before also.
Oh my gosh,
So
there's
this
so
is probably
many
the
of
4th
these.
time I've done Star Wars Rebels or Star Wars something Star Wars in the 9 episodes.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm just I'm so obsessed. Can I ruin a little bit for you?
Yeah, please.
My favorite character, probably in the Star Wars series now, Orion agrees with me. The best character in Star Wars is Ahsoka Tano. She's the one that is holding the 2 lightsabers. They're white. She
that's
was
cool.
she was one of the bigger story arcs in Clone Wars, and now she is back in Star Wars Rebels.
I just want to interject there and say I don't agree with you.
Thank you.
Orion says that she is the best character.
Don't
for those of you that
speak
didn't
for
hear.
Orion.
Who is the best character, Orion?
None of the characters that are on that poster.
Well, he's saying for Star Wars, the animated series, he thinks it's the clones. The clones are okay.
Is that true?
That is true.
That is true. But anyways, so Katano, the best story arc.
Cool name.
And so the thing is that she is the Padawan to Anakin, and now Anakin is Darth. What are you doing here? What's going on?
Just tired. I don't like Star Wars, so. You know.
So good. Now Anakin is Darth, and then she just realized that he turned into Darth. So that was a big reveal for her for her character, even though we knew it. Anyways, Good Times. And then I watched The Good Place, based off of your recommendation for it.
And what'd you think?
What the fork is what I have to say. No, it's interesting because it's super high concept, and I was kind of surprised by that. You just don't see that in television comedies. And I love Kristen Bell. I think she's great. Mostly love her from House of Lies, although you've been convincing me to watch her show where she's in high school.
Veronica
Veronica Mars.
I want to watch that
Veronica
show
Mars.
now. I don't know Ted Danson because
What?
I don't watch things he did. I never watched Cheers.
3 Men and a Baby, 3 Men and a Little Lady, the sequel to 3 Men and a
Aw,
Baby. Thank you, Kevin.
so
No
good.
clue. I just somebody I missed. Anyways, the show is
He was on Damages. Sorry.
interesting because I keep wanting to know what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I understand the world and I get it. And now I think it's just going to be situational from here on out.
It's not.
It's not. Okay. Cause that's what it seems like. At least that's what episode 2, I did the first 2 episodes. Also, I think I wrote down my favorite line was, so here's the thing. I accidentally kicked your dog into the sun. And in the scene before he says this, he literally kicks a dog into the sun. And I lost it. It was so absurd. The tendency. It's even hard to explain this show, but
Yeah, it is.
yeah, but it's fun. I'm having a good time. Watch it.
I just have an issue, I guess not just with comedies, but anything that has like a really like complicated premise that kind of keeps me from like, that's why I didn't really like Inside Out that much. It's kind of why Westworld left me a little cold.
Well,
just
you're
like-
saying complicated, but like Inside Out and The Good Place are not complicated. It is high concept, but not complicated. I don't think.
I get just logistically, I'm just stuck trying to like figure out how this would work. I don't know. It's just
I agree with you that Westworld's complicated because the story is very interweavy.
I mean,
and-
Yeah, not the plot so much as complicated, just like the premise of how, like, okay, so it's the good place and it's
Right, it's plotty in
Plotty.
that way. Like it's, I would say that like apart from it, this is very different from his Michael Schur's other stuff. In that like it is very situational. Like we're gonna pick a place and then just like have fun with these characters, which The Good Place does this, but there's also this like hook dragging you through. From episode to episode, and every episode you will find as you continue to watch is like there's a new cliffhanger and a new surprise. And I
Yes.
found it just very it got in the way, I think, sometimes of the humor that could have been there. Now that I'm into the second season, I'm starting to relax a little bit and just enjoy, which I think oftentimes happens with sitcoms. That
who's the black guy that she's working opposite?
Chidi? I don't know is the actor's
I
name.
don't know either. He's great though. I really like
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
And I'm starting to enjoy the performances more, but I can see what you're saying in that, like, sometimes I think it gets in the way of the humor because
Yeah.
you need to explain what's happening so much of the time, and especially in this show, every episode you have
Too
to
much exposition.
keep
maybe.
explaining.
I like
But I
the
still
idea
enjoy
though,
the
like what's going to happen now that the characters are there? How would they react to this?
But I don't feel like I know the characters well enough to really
Yeah,
Yeah,
I get
care
that.
enough. Like sometimes there's like a line that reminds me of something on Parks and Rec that like made me crack up, but because it's not, you don't care as much about, say, John Yu or whatever his name is,
Giannu.
as you do Andy
Mm.
in Parks and Rec. Like they play kind of similar characters, but you haven't spent as much time.
But you also like have had 5 seasons of Park and Rec to get to know.
True, but like by season 2 of Parks and
Right.
Rec,
Well,
I was-
we're in the second episode in season 2.
fine, it's me. I'm the
I'm.
problem.
I guess like it's not you. You're not the problem. I can see if you don't like the show. If you don't like the show, I think for me it's like this show and with Last Man on Earth, they're like very different approaches to the sitcom, which create their own problems.
Yes,
but I feel
yeah.
like it's a little bit refreshing to see somebody try to do something different.
Yeah.
And Kevin, you are the problem.
Yep.
And speaking
I
of
definitely get what you're
Kevin
saying,
problems, what are you watching this week, Kevin?
I have been watching, speaking of traditional sitcom premises, Great News, which is a new series by Tracy Wigsfield. I forget her name.
How is
She was-
Nicole Richie in it?
She's hilarious.
Is this season
I
one?
love her.
This
I
is
watched
season 2.
2
There's-
Season
seasons
2,
of
right?
it.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No, I watched 2 episodes of it.
NBC, right?
It's basically like Mary Tyler Moore if her mom also worked at the news
Cool.
studio. that she worked at.
I
And
don't love
it's
this cast.
it's a great cast. What's his name again?
I don't know. I see him
Horatio
all the time.
Sands,
Well,
Yeah,
Horatio
Horatio.
Sands.
the guy from all the Christopher Guest movies.
Yes. Dang it, what's his name?
The lady who's the aunt in My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Yeah.
She's hysterical.
She plays the main character's mom.
The other one from
What's
the
the
Paris
premise
TV
of this?
show.
So okay,
It's the
so
girl from Love, right?
the-
The one who plays the actress in Love.
is she in love?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't
that's right. She's in love.
watch a lot of
He like dates her, right?
Yeah,
for-
she's the actress, and she gets all psycho on him.
Oh,
Remember?
Because he
Right,
ends up
right.
like killing her
She's
off
great.
or being the reason why she's killed off the show.
So she plays a woman who works at like a local news studio, and her mom starts working there as well as an intern. And it's really funny.
Comedy
And
ensues.
This second season has been really good so far. Tina Fey has been in the first
Yeah,
3
how's she
episodes
doing?
as like this big time studio executive who like takes over their whatever. And
Newsroom.
yes, and she becomes like the mentor to the main character. And I don't know, it's really funny if you like 30 Rock, if you like that type of humor, like where it's like you have to, it's so dumb but in such a smart way.
Okay.
Because it's the other half of 30 Rock, right?
Yeah.
There's like Tina Fey and
Robert Carlock, but it's not Robert Carlock.
oh, it's not Robert Carlock.
It's the third half.
You know, he might be an
Or is
executive
Tina Fey?
producer.
Is he is
I should have done some research
Yeah.
on this,
Yeah,
but it's
that's fine.
from some of the creators of 30
Sure.
Rock, and it's really funny. I like it, and it's kind of like tackling like some very relevant issues, like how cable news is really just like a screaming match now these days. Like you watch CNN and people just yelling over each other, so they have some fun with that. They had an episode about sexual harassment, which obviously they made before all the Harvey Weinstein stuff came to light, but it was
Interesting.
really
I just like in my head listed like, wow, there's been like a lot of movies or television shows like around the news. There's Newsroom, right? There's Anchorman. Maybe those are the only two.
No, there's been a lot.
recently
No, well, I don't know.
or just in the
In general,
There's been a lot.
ether.
yeah.
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 Well, this is I think a worthy addition to that.
Cool.
That's the wrong version of Sense and Sensibility.
Did you watch the movie
Yes.
with Kate Winslet?
Kate Winslet.
Right?
What is
Emma
this? A TV
Thompson.
series
Oh,
or
it's
something?
That was the
Great
BBC
movie.
miniseries.
Is Tom Hardy in that one?
No, this one I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, that movie is wonderful.
But the movie version from '95 with Emma Thompson and Kate Winslet, which I've seen multiple times. It's just
Had to rewatch it.
something that
Would I like it, Kevin?
This is what you watch when you're sick.
You would not.
I wouldn't like it.
I don't think you'd appreciate it. I was telling him yesterday that I love the movie Emma and that he wouldn't appreciate that movie.
I don't know what that.
it's
movie
very
is.
slow moving. Like not a lot happens. Like it's, and you have to like understand like how different things were back then and how like
But I'm stupid.
yeah.
So Emma
You might like it. You might just get bored by it.
Okay. Okay.
is Clueless is based off the movie Emma, or actually the, book Emma.
Yeah.
Is
Which
Emma
is cool.
Thompson in it? Emma.
Emma Thompson's in Sense and Sensibility.
Mhm. Emma Thompson's great.
And she wrote the screenplay for Sense and
Oh, I didn't
Sensibility.
know that.
Yeah, a lot of people do,
You
and she
know-
won an Oscar for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
She just came out with she did an interview about all these Weinstein harassment stuff, and it is wonderful. She is such an eloquent speaker, and I was really impressed by her.
Yeah,
So
she's
you guys should watch it.
my
It's not
top
that
3
long.
favorite British people.
You seen Wit?
Wonderful.
Wit.
Wit.
Professor
No, is she
Trelawney.
in it?
It's based on a play. It was made into an HBO miniseries, and she basically plays like a linguistics professor who's dying of
That
cancer,
sounds cool.
and it's just like if you like eloquent Emma Thompson, then that's the
Nice.
It's
I'm really
just
gonna watch that.
Kevin's face.
Into it.
Your eyes like crossed.
Everything.
It reminds me of like
I love-
Noam Chomsky, and I love Noam Chomsky.
She might be. It might not be linguistics. I think it might be like poetry. But yeah,
Whatever,
She's
that's
just
so cool.
very.
It was a
It's
TV
just
show.
words. Just it was a. It's based on a play, and then it was an HBO, either a movie or a miniseries.
Oh, okay.
So it's like I think maybe a total of 5 hours or 3 hours or something.
That sounds like
So
fun.
Short.
That's
Yeah.
nothing.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, and so our next segment of the show is required viewing. Now we're doing three slides of required viewing because we're doing 2 weeks ago, last week, and then we got a new required viewing coming up.
Oh.
So go ahead, take it away.
Over the Garden Wall. What'd y'all think?
So good.
Very good. I took notes on this too.
Loved it.
We keep
I've seen it
saying to each other, Ain't that just the way?
Just the way.
I love it.
And then,
And
I keep
singing
singing.
potatoes and molasses.
Potatoes and
Yeah.
molasses. God damn it, so good. I'm just gonna read through my notes here. Reminds me of James and the Giant Peach and Shrek. Kind of like the folklore and humor of it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's incredibly charming. I can't believe it was PG because it didn't feel PG.
There were some scary parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just scary, but just like the humor too. And I'm like it feels like it's for adults.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was pushing the boundaries, like PG humor. My favorite episode might be Schooltown Folkies, where the kids can't finish the end of the song. And the teacher has some baggage.
Oh, I love that.
No, so-
God damn
A
it.
is for the apple of my... Yeah, and she goes through the whole
Yeah.
list.
Yes.
Tom Johnson or something.
And I think that kid says like, "Wow, this teacher has some baggage." Oh no, the bird says.
Oh, the
I like
bird is
that
my
he just-
favorite.
I like that in that episode. What's his name? The kid, Wirt and
Greg.
Like I like that he's just doesn't want to go to school and he's just sitting outside with the other kids that
The
like
rebel animal kids.
that are all like grimy like animal kids that are all wearing like overalls and they're all like sad.
and
They
that's
find the old cat.
Yeah, they play the game list like which old cat or the rules.
That cat's too
This
old.
old cat. No, that cat's too old.
the episode with oh god, the amazing English actor. There was two amazing English actors.
The John Cleese.
Cleese
Yes.
though,
So good. Yeah.
the horse. They're like the horse can do whatever he wants. He can talk. Or, like you didn't know that he talked, and the only time he talks, he's like, "I want to steal." Like he agrees.
Good.
I also
so
realized
funny.
that Wes, our friend Wes, would be the horse. It kind of looks like Pinocchio to me, and the bird Beatrice even says Jiminy Cricket at one point. So I think they were
Yeah, there's so many
talking about it.
influences in-
Also reminds me of Aristocats, aesthetically, and some of the music even reminds me a little bit of it, like the little jazzy, the frog scene, things
Yeah,
like
so
that.
good.
I really like the music.
Aristocats, one of my favorite Disney films. The old lady reminded me of Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah.
Oh, Auntie Whispers.
Yes, and the ant looks like the one from Spirited Away. Looks like the woman who grows. Oh no, the kid grows in Spirited Away, but the woman who grows, or the kid's mom. And all I know is I have to burgle your turts after the show.
That was one of the funniest lines to me. I just
He's
lost
stealing
it.
the turtles.
We're gonna.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
here to burgle your turts. No, we're not. No, we're not.
Or they get put into a barrel of turtles. Yeah.
I love those little turtles.
It's just
I
like
want one.
it's just fantastic. I don't know if I have anything negative to say
Yeah,
about
it's
this.
so funny.
Oh, I will say, I guess one thing that was I don't know that I loved is the fact that it got meta, and it turns out that they were actually in modern times. I don't think I loved that twist. I could have done without, but it was still good. And apparently, there's like comic books that go more into the real world about this show.
Oh, really?
And then there's a comic too about the woman who they were going to burgle her turts, like how she became a monster or a demon or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so there's more folklore, or there's more lore to this. Yeah. But yes, thank you so much for having me watch
Yeah,
that.
really cool.
It actually
We
made me
enjoyed
want
it
to
a lot.
watch
Adventure
Adventure
Time.
Time.
The only thing that I was disappointed about was that the bird and the brother didn't end up together. I thought they were going to end up together in
Yeah.
the end.
Oh, no, he had to get to Sarah.
I
It was him
know.
and Sarah.
I know, but I was sad because I really thought that like they were like had like a budding romance throughout the thing, and then I was like, well, darn it.
Yeah, they had a fun little back
Mm-hmm.
and forth.
They explain why he has the pot on his head.
Yeah,
He's an
that's why
elephant.
and the candy in the first episode where he has
So
all the candy.
Why he has all the candy.
Oh, and can I just say he is so adorable.
Best child actor. Jesus Christ.
So
So
funny
good.
and so adorable. Yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite episode or?
I
Moment?
really like the one where they go to like the tavern.
Yeah,
he's
I
like,
think that was my
"Oh, you're
favorite."
the young lover."
And they have that song that
Just,
keeps
like,
coming
throwing
up.
him in the air, and she comes like, "How's he doing?" And like, "Nope, he's not getting anywhere."
very
and
good.
then-
Yeah, that song that they keep like they
Yes.
just like randomly like jump into song, and it's this like there's like the guy who's
Weird.
like I'm the
I'm the highwayman.
highwayman. It's just so dark, and you're just like I'm the highwayman. And They just all like tell who they are in song.
That was my favorite.
I like that one. I liked. There's one. I always forget about this one because it's towards the end when he like is having the dream. Like he's like in a dream.
Yeah.
But he has like the hallucination.
With like the little like angels. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Oh, that one's
yeah.
weird.
That one's really
I
weird.
always like the dream episodes.
We had like some really old VHSs of like cartoons from like the 30s when I was growing up, and that one is like
Totally.
It looks like
reminds-
it.
an homage to this one that we used to watch when I was a kid called like Somewhere in Dreamland. It's these two little orphan kids and they go up to heaven. Oh, have you seen it?
Yeah.
So
There's a
I
new
really
game that
appreciate
came
all
out last week called Cuphead.
Oh, I
and it's
saw that.
completely based off 1930s artwork too, and it looks like those old Felix the Cats and those old Warner
Mickey
Brothers
Mouses,
and
yeah.
yeah. It's really fun. This artwork or art style is really fun.
Yeah.
I liked. I specifically really, as somebody who was like a really, just like scared, like 12-year-old boy. I really like appreciated like a Worth story at the end because I was definitely that kid that was like I had a crush on a girl and I was just my like own like sense of drama was just getting in the way of like me doing anything about it. Like I would just assume defeat like just automatically. And like I love that Wirt's just this character that's like, alas, it's not to be that I will like, and he's just like making this drama out of his life, and his brother's just going and just like, oh, here you go, here's the tape, and he's just, and I love that like Jason Funderburger or whatever his name is. Like you keep thinking that he's gonna be this like suave like kid,
He's
and
just
then
like
you
a
meet him
nerd.
and he's like,
He's such a
and
geek.
go, and the girl like doesn't like him at all,
just
but
confident.
he's so angry about Jason Funderburger the whole time. And
He's so,
So
popular.
I agree.
That's
I
such
was
a
a
good
dramatic
twin.
12-year-old as well. I actually, in 8th grade or 7th grade, maybe, I wrote a book in honors English. We had to write our own book. And I wrote a book about one of my failed relationships and how, like, the guy started dating this other younger girl. But I changed all the names. So, like, Adam, his name was Adam. I changed it to, like, Alex. And, like, my name was Jennifer. And, like, it was, like, a big scandal around the school. Like, and then because we had to put him on display, you know, for open house. So everyone's like, oh, that book's about you.
It's in
Hello,
No, it's
Peter
not,
Pan. Thank you
Alex.
for joining and watching. Please weigh in as you will.
So I totally concur. I think it's really funny.
I think that like all kids should just watch this because for that reason, just
Yep.
to like, you know, like it's not as dramatic as you think it is.
No,
And just
don't
like,
write a book about your
Yeah.
failed romances. Please.
Yeah,
I was the
bravely
kid with the
go
pot on
forth.
his head.
Change the names a little more.
Yep.
maybe.
Yep. Make it a little less recognizable.
So last week's required viewing was
Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Jessica recommended that we watch this. And we watched it. I don't know if you guys were able to see it. Or have you seen it before?
I've seen it. How long is this movie? It's a long one too.
It's a pretty long one,
It
actually.
felt long. Hey, Peter Pan. Thank you for
That's
joining
really
us.
cool.
What
What
you
does
heard
that
was
mean?
our God mic.
It means that he subscribed
No, followed.
or followed.
Followed us.
Welcome.
Yes. Thank you so much for following. It might like show up on screen here in
Is
a
that
second.
Tito's face? Or it says Color
It is
Circuit
Tito's
Live?
face.
Yeah.
It's a Tito emoji.
Yeah. So I had never seen this movie. I was probably the only one that hadn't seen this. The group. Yeah. It definitely felt long. I think it was a little too long. I don't think the burning of the face was necessary because they didn't really go into that. I'm going through the negatives first, and I'll go through the positive. Also, that might be like one of the least. It was a little anticlimactic. See, there you go. Peter Pan's now a scoundrel. It shows up a little bit late on our end. I thought it was a little anticlimactic, the end. I thought it was fun and I liked it, but I don't like the fact that they just like brought all the people back and then you see the aliens. I don't know. There was no reason for like I don't understand why. I don't understand why they brought him back. I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I thought it was just a little bit weird. Otherwise, I love the way this movie moved forward because it was really weird and like disparate at first, and then it starts to follow just one person's story. Per usual, any Spielberg film, at least from the 80s, this is 80s?
Yeah.
I think it's
70s.
actually
This is
70s.
70s. This is 77, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It was made while this Star Wars movie was being made.
Wait, so this came out before.
I think they came out in the same year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's actually why Spielberg couldn't do the Star Wars movie, because I guess Lucas had asked him to do it, but
I don't think he. I think he said he didn't. Did you play Cuphead? Yes, we played Cuphead here Monday on stream. So please come by and watch it, or watch our VOD. But anyways, yeah. Overall though, like it just made me feel good, because that's what Steven Spielberg is good at. He's good at making me feel good,
and he really likes aliens.
and he loves aliens.
I really the scene toward the end where the French guy does the hand signals and then the alien does it. I don't know why, but that always makes me cry. I don't understand why, but it
So
always
happy.
does.
I hated
Yeah.
that. I hated it.
Yeah.
And the alien's happy too.
Oh no! Scratch the rest of stuff. Like, yeah, I didn't love the ending, but the part that really bothered me at the end was the music. I thought that was really, really lame. It reminded me of the movie. Like, I feel like that's what like Arrival got right, because this movie reminds me most of the movie Arrival.
Yeah.
And Arrival was like it has to be largely based off this film, but Arrival did what Close Encounters tried to do, I think, with communication.
Well, I think you have to put it in the context of like when this movie came out and how there was nothing like this before it.
Right.
And so this
Okay.
was like the first, like that. This movie started so many movies, or it spawned so many other movies, and that's why it's a classic. And I think like I don't know, the idea that ending is anticlimactic is like crazy to me, because like I can't imagine a more climactic ending than like a giant alien ship lands and they like the music
That
is like a
part I
little
liked.
bit like
And they're
it's
so
not as
cute.
complicated as it probably should be
Yeah.
for like you know, but for what American audiences were ready for, like that was pretty, I think, revolutionary.
And I
no,
liked that
I
they
agree
were
with that.
like
Usually it was like the
hostile.
aliens would like come in and like kill everybody,
Right,
and it was
right.
like they're hostile, but
Right.
it was like no, we're like having a friendly communication, which
Yeah.
had never really been done before.
I enjoyed that
I think it
part
was
of
just
it.
how they went about the communication. But I agree. I thought it was climactic, the UFO landing and stuff. I thought the music was weird, and I thought the people coming out was weird.
yeah.
Otherwise, great and good film.
Yeah. The little kid is so cute. The one
Yeah,
that gets
it's
abducted.
adorable.
That scene, that abduction scene, is just amazing.
Yeah,
like
so
you
One
don't
of the
good.
see
greatest scenes, yeah.
you don't see anything other than just like doors opening, and it's so Spielberg, like it's just like light and shadow, and I mean, it's like the whole movie Signs is basically just ripping off that one scene.
Yeah.
And like even like Poltergeist, which there's rumors that Poltergeist wasn't technically directed by Spielberg, but I think he wrote the script and then like
People say that
he shadow directed it because the
it wasn't
director
Toby Hooper.
was incompetent or something at the time, so it pretty much is just an uncredited
We should watch that
Spielberg.
eventually as one of our required viewings. It's really
Poltergeist?
good. Poltergeist
Yeah, I've never seen
is
it.
really good.
And it's
Yeah.
got that kind of similar just use of light and
Right.
yeah.
And Signs is great too. I really like Signs.
I mean, J.J. Abrams like takes all of his stuff from basically Spielberg. It's all, yeah. I don't know. I always forget about Spielberg as, I don't know why.
I
but-
think he's my favorite director.
and yeah, I think it's just because he's so synonymous with good movies that I almost like.
Take it for granted a little
Yeah,
bit.
and then I watch his movies and I'm like, man, this is so good.
This was just another check in my box as to like, yep. I mean, no wonder Spielberg's the best. Yeah. So what's our movie next week?
So keeping in the alien theme, I chose Attack the Block. Has anyone
Cool.
seen
I have
this?
not.
I saw this. I can name almost the date. It was summer. It was June of 2014. And I had a good time. It was fun.
It's a
I don't think it's amazing,
really.
but I thought it was fun. Yeah.
Well, watch it again because it's
Okay.
amazing.
I hope you're right. Yeah.
Attack the Block.
So is this Boyega's first big film?
Yes.
Okay.
This is kind of his breakout role, and also, what's her name? Jodie Whittaker. Is that her name?
I don't know.
The new doctor,
Oh,
first female doctor. She's also
that's
in this
her.
movie. That's
I
her
didn't
on the
recognize.
Very
end
cool.
right there, and then Nick Frost.
from the producers of Shaun of the Dead, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good. I watched it in a film class actually.
Cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was kind of like after we'd finished our main movies that we were watching. This was like the
Oh,
fun
the fun
one
one.
at the
Okay.
end that we
Okay. I
got
was
to
gonna say, yeah.
watch.
I don't know if this will go down in history.
I mean, it's for what it is. It's great. It has a lot of social commentary in it that I really appreciate.
Yeah.
Like there's a couple moments in this movie that like really like wowed me. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, that was deep.
You talking about the purse scene?
Huh?
We'll go into it.
We'll
next
talk
week.
about
Yeah.
it next week, but
Yeah.
it's just fun and it has a lot to say.
I'm looking forward to seeing
And,
John Boyega in a different role. 'cause
I've
I
been
like
telling you
him.
about this movie since Star Wars came out.
You
so I
have
was
been.
like, I know Boyega. Yeah,
I saw
because
him.
he didn't do very much before Star Wars, or at least like
Nothing
bigger films.
recognizable,
Yeah.
really.
And the aliens are really cool in this movie. Like
Yeah.
unusual, not
Cool.
like here.
Where can I watch it?
I have a copy of it, but I don't know if it's streaming anywhere.
Might be able to be.
He'll let
on-
you borrow a
find
copy
it
and
on
we'll find it.
Hulu or
Yeah.
something. We'll find it for you, Jason, and we'll text you where we found it.
We could also one of these days all watch the required viewing together. Probably.
No.
Sure. I have a couple
Confused.
required viewings coming up that we actually have the DVD of, so we might be able to do that in the future.
Cool.
It's going to be a very alien themed Halloween. I
Yeah, good choice.
Yep.
I like it. Very cool. All right. So next we're doing question of the week with our lovely producer, Mr. Orion Kaniki.
Going to do some stand-up comedy.
Yeah, this is a stand-up comedy photo somebody took of him. But how you doing, Orion?
I'm doing great.
Great. You have a question
Do
for us?
stand-
Question? Yeah, I do. Keeping the theme with aliens.
Also, unmuting the Yeti. Just a reminder.
Hey, I didn't forget right now. Keeping the theme of aliens in space, what Star Wars character do you think you are?
That's a good one.
Well, here we got that episode 4 on the table.
Oh God.
I
Episode 5.
don't watch Star Wars. I'm not a Star Wars guy. So I'm going to say Jar Jar Binks.
That makes sense.
I feel like Kevin would call me Jar Jar Binks.
You kind of are a little bit Jar
Right?
Jar.
You would, right? Okay, good. We're on the same page. I already
You
know
guys
who
can
I
tell
am.
me who I am if I don't know anybody. But
Jason,
You're
kind
Poe
of Han
Dameron.
Solo.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
You're a
that.
bit Han Solo-y.
Giving you way too much credit.
no, it's
But-
perfect. I have been told I look like.
Let's choose for each other. Yeah, you guys want to do that instead?
Sure.
Choose for yourselves and then choose.
Okay,
you
so
For
you're Han
are.
myself, I
Solo.
was gonna say I'm C-3PO.
I mean, obviously,
I mean-
I think that's
You are
correct.
C-3PO. I agree.
Oh,
I agree.
definitely.
I agree.
I have
I
to
don't
agree.
like that.
I want to be Princess Leia, but I'm actually Wicket the Ewok.
You're adorable.
Mm.
I am Ahsoka Tano.
No, I knew you'd
Let's
say
keep it
that.
to like the main.
Yeah, the canon. Come on.
Damn it. I do like Anakin. I like that in the prequels he has a sense of wonderment, and then I like that he kind of struggles with the Jedi as he's a part of it. So I maybe Annie. I don't know. What do you guys think?
You know who I'd pick for myself?
Who'd you pick for yourself?
Mace
already know.
Windu.
I know.
Can one of you guys shave my head? 'Cause
Mace Windu
Windu's
is
bald.
so. I really like him for that part. I thought they casted well.
Yeah.
I think you could also be Queen Amidala.
Oh, yeah. That would be cool. Yeah.
But like before she gets all lame and like dies of a broken heart after she just had twins.
Right.
It's like they need you.
Right.
They need you.
I
put that
wouldn't. I
aside.
would suck it up and just take care of my kids.
You would.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
But
say
you have great outfits.
Well, thanks.
I wanna be Keira
I
Knightley.
appreciate that. It's not Keira
I'm
Knightley,
sorry.
it's
I'm sorry.
Portman.
Natalie Portman. They're the same person.
Yeah.
Yep. And I
Uh,
like to get weird, just like her. I like to wear like one stripe of red on my lips. No, but I like to wear weird shit like her. Yeah.
I think you could also be Luke.
Yeah. Yeah. Most definitely, you could be. Yeah.
Okay. Is it because I'm whiny?
The reluctant,
No.
whiny hero.
No, it's because he's like.
I was gonna go buy some power converters.
No, I think it's because he's like. He wants to learn. He's open to learning things, and I like.
You
I
could
think I agree
also
with that.
be a Wookiee.
Oh.
Yeah.
Chewy.
You could be Chewie. Yeah. Good question. Thank you, Orion. So our next game is one that we've done for the. This is our third time-ish. It is. Damn it. Last Actor Standing. Jessica chose a handful of actors.
Old horror movies.
Old horror movie
They're all
actors,
from
and
old
what we're
horror
going
movies.
to do is go down the line. Let's start with Jessica this time, work our way this way, and eliminate an actor from this list until the last actor is standing and is the best one. Now, Orion will be our final choice. And so...
And it means you have to eliminate them and all the work that they are part of.
Yeah. Anything that they've touched or been a part of, they're gone. So, do you want to start, Jessica?
Sure. Jamie Lee Curtis.
I was gonna say.
Unfortunately.
Halloween, it's gone.
Freaky
Yeah.
Friday's gone.
Yeah, I know. I know it sucks, but
What's that movie with Eddie Murphy?
True Lies. True Lies is
Anyway.
great.
I only know the bottom left girl from the one from Carrie, and I only know the top girl from the movie we just watched.
Sissy
Rosemary's
Spacek and Mia
Baby.
Farrow.
Yeah, what was the movie?
Rosemary's Baby.
Rosemary's Baby. Yeah. So, and I haven't seen Carrie since I was a kid, so I'm gonna eliminate the girl on the bottom left. Carrie.
She has a name.
Cece what?
Sissy.
Cece.
Spacek.
Cece?
No, it's
Sissy.
No,
Her name is Sissy?
Sissy.
S-I-S-S-Y.
Yeah.
Her,
Sissy
Spacek.
Spacek.
her real name?
Yeah.
That's not a stage name?
The coal miner's daughter.
She's the coal miner's daughter. She was in, what's the one Terrence Malick one?
Badlands.
Badlands.
You know what she also is in?
She's so good.
She's gone. That's what she is.
Fine.
Jason, your turn. I don't know her from anything.
Mia Farrow would get rid of Rosemary's Baby and all the Woody Allen movies that she made,
I
and
think she'd like to get rid of those.
a
but they're
bad
good
time in her
movies. You know, they're still she's
They
still
are.
good in them. I don't know, man. This is tough. Jack Nicholson. I mean, that's a lot.
He made
long
one good
thing.
movie.
No.
I'm just
Don't
kidding.
say that. It's not true.
I'm gonna pull it out from everybody. I'm gonna say Anthony Hopkins. Get rid of him.
Wow.
That gets rid of Silence of the Lambs, Zorro.
Westworld?
Westworld.
Yep.
Wow.
Get
Shit.
rid of it. I'm
Oh,
just
no.
burning it all down.
Cool.
All right.
Wait, so who's left now then?
Mia
It's just
Farrow,
Mia Farrow, Jack
Susan
Nicholson.
Sarandon.
No,
That's not Susan Sarandon. That's
Sorry,
Sigourney
Sigourney
Weaver.
Weaver, not Susan Sarandon.
Well, Alien is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah,
of all
you can't
time,
get rid
so
of that.
I'm not getting
Can't
rid
do
of
it.
that.
Even though Ryan's going to do it.
I have not seen enough movies with Mia Farrow to
I haven't
justify
either.
Gotta do it.
her continued presence here. So I'm sorry, Mia.
She retired. Like,
Bye-bye.
years ago.
She's doing a lot of good humanitarian work. So we'll leave her to that.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Ryan.
All right.
Who is the last actor standing?
It's Sigourney and Jack left, right?
Yep.
Yeah, who are you eliminating? No. Yeah.
Sigourney, she's exed.
You ex Sigourney.
I mean, The Shining is my favorite horror movie
Avatar's
of all time.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo Clock, or what? Cuckoo Nest.
That's a good movie. Jack Nicholson's had a lot of great movies, but so has Sigourney Weaver, and I love Alien and all
Working
the
Girl.
Aliens movies. I know, and I don't know if you guys have seen that movie she's in with Jennifer Love Hewitt. It's such a good movie.
See, Nicholson is the last
Yeah.
actor standing.
That
He did Taxi Driver. Taxi.
That was Robert De Niro.
Damn it. God damn it.
Doing so bad at this.
So bad at
Thank
this.
you, Orion, for fact checking.
I don't like that Taxi movie, honestly.
I didn't even have to look. I knew that off the top of my head.
no.
It's
Haha.
just really bad. at this.
Thank you. Thanks, Orion.
He said Keira Knightley was the same as Natalie Portman.
The
How
same
dare
person.
you? How dare you?
Yeah,
It's all right.
interchangeable.
This is only just a
Nope.
film and television show that we're running here, so
No, Natalie
We don't
Portman's
have
better
to,
than
though.
Keira Knightley
Be
in
able to
terms of
tell
acting.
people apart.
Just gotta say.
I did
Gotta
call
be
her.
honest here.
And I believe for our last segment, we have trailers that we're going to watch. So this is a good week for trailers,
Yeah.
guys.
Excellent week, guys. I'm really
Excellent
excited.
week. A lot of them came out past Sunday. We didn't watch those, but we're watching them today. We're going to start off with Stranger.
We're
Wait,
not on that camera.
wait. Why'd you get rid of Stranger Things?
Already watched it.
All right. All right, fine. We're starting off with
Justice
Justice League,
League.
the official Heroes trailer. Let's see how this goes. Hopefully it doesn't suck.
Let's do it. All right.
You guys like the pre-trailer trailers?
No.
Me
They're
neither.
very
Me neither.
necessary.
It's like,
I did catch a shot of Gal Gadot's butt cheek, though. I have to say I liked it.
Signs.
Because she's Superman's love interest.
So she better be the first shot.
God, he's hot.
I'll take that as a yes.
What?
The ring.
has this already happened?
I don't think so.
Oh, he's dead. Is he dead?
Yep, supposedly.
Good.
Kill 'em all.
Violence, acts of war, and terrorism are all on the rise.
I had a dream. It was the end of the world.
Whose voice is that? Liam Neeson?
Invasion.
What is this, Lord of the Rings?
I think it's something more. Something darker.
Such a butt chin. Never noticed until now.
We're asking people we don't know to risk their lives.
Strong man is strongest alone. You ever heard that? That's not a saying. That's the opposite of what the saying is. Divided. We are not enough. The world needs Superman. I made him a promise. This is why I brought you together. Ride ain't over yet. My man.
I do not like that line. My man. Pretty. Slightly less darker than
So
previous.
fantastical. It just makes me.
Oh, awesome. As a bat signal, that's your... Oh, sorry.
It's your signal. That means we have to go now.
Yeah, that's what that means.
It's so cool.
They keep doing that with the jokes at the end, and none of them hit.
Ben Affleck looks fat.
Yep.
Fat flick.
I like the tone of this trailer more so than the previous trailers.
Is this the first trailer for this movie, or is it?
No, this is the second. I think the second like full-length trailer, if I'm not mistaken. Nobody has anything to say about this. Jesus Christ!
you know-
I can't. I'm just trying really hard to care.
No, if you don't care, you don't care.
Same.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say
No.
it's more intriguing than the other trailers have been, I suppose. I'm like, it's if that's saying anything.
Right.
The tone is a little bit less dark, and
Yeah.
But it still
They
looks-
had the hopeful music behind it, right?
it still looks like I just can't give a damn about like CGI worlds. I've seen too many action or superhero movies now where it's just a big invasion of either one huge giant villain or they all end the same way. And it just looks like that's just it doesn't even look like they're trying. It's like he's just holding Jason Momoa. And it's just like it looks like you just I don't know. It looks I'm sure it'll be better because of what's his name is attached, but
Joss
Whedon.
Whedon, yeah.
It's probably
Mr.
why it's a
Whedon.
little more colorful and quippy.
I
but
don't
I didn't really
know.
like
I don't
any
think
of
so.
the
I don't.
quips.
I think all of that happened before he got on.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks lame, but I'm sad that it looks lame. Yeah.
I do want to watch it in theaters just to see how it goes.
Meh.
I'm Skip.
we'll skip.
I have a movie pass now, so I'm going to go see it, even though I feel like I'm going to vomit.
It's probably gonna be 3 hours.
I bet you're right, actually.
It's all right. It's free. Well, not
Yeah.
really free, but
I don't have high hopes.
I don't care about any of these people. I mean, granted, I haven't seen the movies, but
You don't need to.
3 of them haven't had movies, and so like,
yeah.
I mean, that was the thing about the Avengers is that you had movies to get to know and love those characters.
I agree.
And this movie has, I mean, 4 of them. Batman hasn't even had a movie, and Superman's not in it apparently, or he's dead, or he's gonna show up, but whatever.
And Superman,
So
I felt like that was one of the best. Well, obviously Wonder Woman was the best, but I feel like Superman was actually a pretty decent movie too. I actually liked
Man
it.
of Steel.
Yeah, I thought it was okay.
Did not care for it.
Well, and you
No.
mentioned this a couple
But
of weeks ago as a news topic that
compared to
we
some
are
of the others.
we're
Right.
going to start seeing less of the thread of these movies being put together. They're trying
yeah,
to.
well, DC or some is going to de-emphasize that the universe, the
Yeah.
shared universe aspect.
Yeah,
Because they failed at it.
they
Well,
did.
They're just failing a
which
lot.
is not a bad
I don't know.
idea for them to rethink about it, like in this way, and that this actually might help rejuvenate things. And they're not going to have Zach on every single film,
My God.
right? I think that's what'll happen because of this.
And I have to say, I am really happy though that the film that has done the best in the DC universe has been Wonder Woman.
Well,
It's pretty awesome.
The other problem too, like I was just thinking about Zach not being on every film from now on potentially, is that like Kevin Feige, who produces all the Marvel films, he was smart in that in choosing the directors. He's like, let's choose a swath of directors from different backgrounds. You know, like Ragnarok is probably gonna be fun,
It's
honestly,
gonna be
because
so
of
much
who
fun.
he has on the movie.
Taika Waititi is
Taika,
awesome.
Yeah. When you put you craft the whole thing around one person's vision, and that person is Zack Snyder, you're kind of doomed to fail. I think.
Right, as a director especially, I think. Yeah. All right, next trailer, Stranger Things season 2. I think this is the last trailer before they it's released.
On Halloween night, Will saw a sort of shadow. Maybe all of this is happening for a reason.
These are not nightmares. It's happening. And it all leads back to here.
This thing.
You said it was all in his head. And what have you done? Nothing. What is wrong with my boy?
I don't understand. 11 what? She always did.
Hair! She has hair!
It's like it's reaching into Hawkins. If anyone knows how to destroy this thing, it's Will.
Oh my God.
Don't you think it's weird how we only seem to hang out when the world's about to end?
It's not like it was before. It's grown.
It's Judgment Day. Which is why we need as much help as we can get.
Whoa.
Is anyone there? Anyone!
Samwise.
You should go now. It's almost here.
It's a long trailer. So I have a question for you guys. Do you think season
Still up that bat?
That? What that?
One with the nails.
His name is coming.
From Walking Dead. Negan.
So my question for you guys, do you think that they're going to be able to capture the love and awe that they were able to capture in season 1? At least from their audience.
I hope so, and I have a feeling the answer is yes.
Maybe. I don't know if they're going for like. I think maybe they're just taking what they already did and just trying to make it a lot bigger, which sometimes works and sometimes.
Yeah, it doesn't feel as a small town anymore. Right now, it's like, and there's like a bunch of groups of people. Also, oh God, what was I gonna say? Fuck, I lost it. And it was a good point. I promise.
And I'm excited to see Sean Astin in this. That's really cool.
I didn't know he was going to be in it.
It's really cool because it's like a total homage to like 80s movies, and he was in the Goonies, and I just think that's a really cool way to bring him in to a show that's...
Also Paul Reiser.
Yeah.
Of Mad About You.
Yeah, I liked that
Kevin, you were
show.
too young.
Paul Reiser, he's the doctor. That's really cool.
I feel like they might, if I'm answering my own question about whether or not it's going to be able to capture the love and awe, I feel like it might, because from what I understand, they ordered season 2 before they even released season 1, knowing that it was going to be a hit. And so it makes me think that they were writing immediately after season 1, hopefully keeping with the momentum of season 1. So we'll see.
I don't know if it does seem like it's getting bigger. So I don't know. Like it can things can get convoluted once you get bigger, as we've seen with multiple sequels.
And it comes out not this coming week, but
it's like
next
the 27th.
week, right?
Yeah. It only comes out like 4 days before.
So in like
Halloween.
2 weeks.
So smart. They know what everybody's going to be doing on Halloween and just staying and watching this.
I'm totally going to start, I think this week, I think I'm going to start rewatching season 1 because it's such a fun time. Yeah.
Next trailer. So we're all watch.
Yeah.
Next trailer. Keep watching.
Keep watching.
Told you should have meet at the airport.
Hey, hold on the rack, suitcase out of the way. Come on.
DJ! No food! Almost 11.
Carl. Oh, was that Carl? Oh! Fucking blinds. Voltage. Voltage Picture sounds like a horror production studio.
Yeah.
Someone is watching us.
Trying to copy it.
Call, please.
It's dumb.
The phones are gone. Dad, please come back upstairs. Dad! Please come back upstairs.
First person. Somebody behind him? That developed fast.
Kill or be killed. They want us to fight back.
Death.
Because it's fun.
Reminds me mostly of Saw, actually.
Yeah. Big old skip for me.
Yeah. Seems like I've seen this before.
Yeah, it's a skip.
Lame.
I read an article about there's a guy who was running an Airbnb, and then some tech-savvy people found out that he had a video camera smoke detector in the
Now
room.
that is
and he
a
had
cool
been
story.
like videotaping, like they found like thousands of hours of Airbnb people.
Wow.
So he was a voyeur.
I can understand why
Crazy.
that's like a thing.
Mhm.
Apparently, I'm I mean, I worry about that. It's
creepy.
think people are
Yeah.
always trying to see me.
Yeah.
In
That's
my
why you got to
private-
put tape over your,
private
your
situations.
cam on your laptop.
Up next, Finding Ralphie. If I'm not mistaken, this is actually a theater production.
Finding the Perfect Ralphie is a crucial aspect of this telecast. Ralphie is not only the leading character, but the entire reason for the show and the heart of the piece. It's truly exciting when that person comes in and you realize, oh my gosh, they tick all the boxes and they're just uniquely special.
What's a
Hi, I'm
telecast?
Andy Walken. I'm 11 years old, and I'm auditioning for Ralphie. I can relate to Ralphie,
telecast
and
would
the
be-
reason Ralphie would be awesome is because I love the movie so much. If I got this role, it would be the greatest, most awesome Christmas present I've ever gotten in my
Doing a
life.
Christmas Story live.
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I heard you were here, and we got you a little present.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Great. Do you want to open it?
Sure.
I don't believe this kid. I think he's acting.
What?
You can see it. Not trained for camera.
Go ahead and answer it.
Hello?
Keep the phone.
Oh, hi, Scott. I got a gift? What?
I don't think he was acting. He was being him.
Thank you so much.
What happened?
I got Ralphie. Oh, I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited.
Who's watching?
That reaction from you now, right? I'm so excited for you. All of it's going to start right away.
Okay. You're Ralphie.
Say bye to your mom. Ralphie.
It's gonna start right now.
Only answer to Ralphie from now on.
That's so cool.
So you teach child actors or
Sure,
up
yeah.
and thriving. I don't know. Thriving
child actors.
Guys, I'm just a wuss. That made me tear up a little bit.
Did it?
Yeah.
Is this kid? Is he good for the part?
I've seen. We did some songs from this once a couple Christmases ago. I don't really like the show. I think the music is a real miss. They did not capture the feeling of the movie whatsoever.
Great
And
movie.
Yeah, but they did not. If you know anything about the musical version of it, they just I don't know. The music is just like seemed like somebody was just writing music and not paying attention at all to like
the movie.
the feeling of the actual movie.
Sure.
But I don't know. Like I'm sure you got to be good because the kid it's got a lot of singing.
So what if this was a traveling production?
What's up?
Watch skip.
Oh, the hardest skip.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, skip. I just I mean, I'll watch the original movie anytime, but this, no, I don't know. I don't think so. But that kid's really cute.
Skippity dip.
All right. Up next, the Castle Rock teaser, a Hulu original.
This is their
Bad
answer to
Robot
Stranger Things.
Productions. Window. Street. Man.
That guy. He was in this is the movie that won the Oscar last year.
Oh, Moonlight.
Moonlight.
Oh. Ooh. Hello, JJ. Ooh, Pennywise.
Sissy Space Act.
She's gone. This doesn't exist.
Wait, so this is a book?
No, it's like a collection of all of this stuff, right?
What? What do you mean?
Anthology.
Ooh.
You have no idea what's happening here, do you?
Has Stephen... What is Stephen King doing? Just like paying everybody to make all of his movies? I don't...
He doesn't pay people to make
I mean, I feel like it's
I know, but it's just like I
that
can't
he's
believe...
good and
make my movie.
Make my-
All right,
I just
Steven,
can't
jeez.
believe how much is being pushed out.
Yeah, because
Well,
look at how
the guy
successful
writes-
his stuff is.
Yeah.
I mean, Stranger Things is not him, but he is the he's the origin of Stranger
Sure.
Things.
Sure.
So like, people are going to him to like cash in on Stranger Things and it and.
Is he the most reproduced storyteller, most adapted storyteller
absolutely.
on television or film?
Yes.
Yeah. Has to
Most
be, right?
likely.
I mean, I would say.
I think I saw a list one time where it was like over 20, 30 something, maybe probably more.
I think there's probably been like at least 8 things this past year that have
His name on it.
New Netflix original
Gerald's
last weekend.
There was
Yeah.
that one trailer we watched about like was it 1929 or what?
Oh, that looked
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah, this looks really cool. I'm in.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that.
All right. Trailer for The New Mutants.
How many New Mutants are there?
A lot.
Because there's like anyway. Save my commentary.
I'm gonna ask you a series of questions.
Build a wall.
I want you to respond truthfully. Have you ever hurt someone?
Yes.
Have you ever experienced anything you'd consider abnormal?
Yes.
Last question. Do you know what mutants are?
TV series?
Did you know baby
Yes, I believe so.
rattlesnakes are more dangerous
No, it's a movie?
than adult ones? They haven't learned how to control how much venom they secrete.
This is in the Marvel universe, not in the.
Oh, look who it is.
Are dangerous. That's why you're here.
Wow.
Then what's the new TV series with the X-Men?
The Gifted.
Oh,
Gifted.
Jesus. Can't keep up with it.
That's what I'm saying. We've all had days like that.
What is this place?
Oh,
She's in the hospital. It's a haunted house.
Oh, it's like a Halloween.
Asher.
Huh?
I like it.
You've been through a lot. Get some rest.
Fuck yeah, a genre film? Cool. That's great.
Are these X-Men? Is this the X-Men series?
I think it's the X-Men universe.
It's X-Men.
But it's not in the X-Men universe.
I think it is.
This is Marvel, so this is X-Men is owned by Fox.
Right.
So it's not like Disney.
Did
Marvel.
they agree to do some crossover?
Not with the X.
Well-
Certain characters can be shared between the two, like Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, as long as they don't mention anything about them being mutants or any connection to the X-Men universe.
Wow.
Like
So that's why you
my
were able
divorce
to.
papers.
Have you been divorced?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So this is Fox Studios, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, it looks great.
No, it's in Marvel.
Yeah, Marvel Comics, but it's not Marvel Studios.
I wasn't sure if they were trying to introduce the X-Men into the Marvel universe.
What studio's putting
through
this
a
out?
genre
I think
film.
it's Fox. Because
Oh,
Fox
okay, yeah,
owns
yeah.
the rights to X-Men, the
Right,
movie rights.
right. Yeah.
Looks fun.
I'm excited. It's a genre film, guys.
Yeah, it's
they
fun.
don't
I
do
mean,
this for
that's-
these films
Well, they
or for this universe.
The X-Men movies.
They've done it once with the X-Men movies, and that was
they've
Logan.
kind of done. I mean, like
Yeah, that was like a Western.
That's the
Ant-Man
only
was
one.
a heist film. They're
yeah.
not super
Yeah,
genre
okay, yeah.
oriented, but they do when when they're successful. I feel like their most successful movies have leaned on some sort of a genre. Like the first
Ant-Man was not like crazy successful.
It did fine.
I'm saying critically, I think.
Okay.
I think the first Captain America was kind of like a classic war movie.
Yeah. I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
yeah, but they're superhero films, right?
Sure.
I just feel like this is like clearly a horror film,
Yep.
right?
It looks
Well,
like
at
it.
least in the advertising.
Ooh, yeah, that's true. We've been duped by trailers before. I'm looking at you. Some trailer that I watched that I was mad about.
Oh, I don't remember.
Riveting
Mother.
television.
Mother.
Mother
Looking
was
at you,
pretty
Mother.
deceiving.
Well, there's no way not for that movie not to be deceiving.
Yeah.
Unless
Good
they
point.
just show the baby being
Good
Show
point.
the
I mean,
baby.
and nobody would have gone to see it if they would have shown a truthful trailer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Sometimes you have to
take some liberties. Yep.
misrepresent
Mhm.
a little bit.
I do want to say that, like, with the X-Men, you got to stop it with like the new classes of young people, because it's like every 3 years, it's like, we've got a new class of young X-Men.
Oh, you mean
First
another
class.
one. Okay.
And then it was like, now we have the Gifted, and like it just seems like there's like 15 things with like, here's a group of new like young people who are going to be the new, and I don't know who to pay attention to. I know this one's got Arya.
It's got a lot of good
And
actors.
it's got
in
the
it.
girl from The Witch.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah.
Stranger Things.
I'm trusting this one. But
The Marvel universe is one of my favorite universes. One of my favorite stories. I just love the idea of mutants and they all have different powers. It's just fun.
Yeah,
it's fun. I like X-Men. So, and this looks really cool. So I'm in. Watch.
And even in the Wolverine movie, in the last one, what was it, Logan?
Yeah.
There's like a new class of young mutants, and it's just like, okay, come on, guys.
So
how many new
watch,
classes?
watch,
wait,
rent.
Wait. I say wait. You say rent.
God damn it.
Nobody rents.
And our last trailer for the night, Star Wars: The Last Jedi. This came out during Monday Night Football, which is an interesting choice. But I have not seen this yet.
When I found you, I saw raw, untamed power. And beyond that, something truly special.
Just the audio editing is incredible.
Something inside me has always been there. But now it's awake. And I need help.
I've seen this raw strength only once before. It didn't scare me enough then. It does now. Let the past die. Kill it. If you have to. That's the only way to become what you were meant to be. We are the spark that'll light the fire that'll burn the First Order down. Come on! This is not going to go the way you think. Fulfill your destiny.
I need someone to show me my place in all this.
But he killed his Fasha.
His mom too.
Yeah, it does look like
That's what
that.
it looks like.
Is that called when you kill your parents?
Patricide.
Patricide.
Father's side. So, what do you got? Who has seen this trailer?
Not me.
I've watched
Only
it
'cause I knew we were
twice
gonna watch it
already.
during
Kevin
this.
watches Monday Night Football.
I never miss it.
Never miss it.
I watched it once on its own and one reaction trailer. So
So, what do you guys think of that?
I'm mad about it.
Why?
Because I think it shows too much.
Yeah, and so you guys heard about what the director said, right?
What?
He said, "Do not watch this trailer unless you want spoilers."
Could have told
I
me
think
that.
he said, if you want to go in blind, don't watch the trailer.
You could have
Same
told
thing.
me that before you made me watch it, Dylan.
And then, like the next day, he tweeted, "Forget what I said. Please watch this trailer."
Yeah, I guess
so
it got to him, Mr. Disney.
I was listening to him because I was like, I don't want to watch it then. And then he said to watch it, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch it then.
I wish I hadn't watched it.
I wish I hadn't watched it.
I mean, I'm already sold on this movie. I know I'm going to see it.
yeah, I don't care. I'm gonna go see it.
But does this not get you more excited?
Kind of, but then also like there's moments in
Microphone.
this trailer that I feel like would have like just felt so much more impactful. Not knowing, like
In the
when
theater.
she reaches out to
He
Kylo,
reaches out.
Either way, that
Yeah.
whole moment.
But they
that's
could
like
be
a big deal.
deceiving, though. It could be all done in such a way that it's not what we think it is.
I've heard that before. People are speculating that this might be done to deceive us.
Yeah, I have that feeling.
You
I
can't
really
trust
do.
anybody these days.
Yep.
It's all
Trust
fake news.
no one.
It's all fake trailers.
Trust no one.
So I don't know. I feel like I mean, they got to sell the movie. They got to get people to come see it. So I get it, but I also feel like it's showing too much, and I wish I had not seen it. I regret it.
The audio always gets me. There's just such good audio effects and the
editing.
Yeah, just the editing. It's well done. The colors too. I really like the
visually
colors.
it looks really awesome.
Stunning. You guys like the new? Let's see. We got a penguin.
I don't like it.
I love him.
And we got a fox.
The fox.
The
is
ice
cool.
fox.
No, I don't like it.
Okay, you don't
I've
like.
heard there's gonna be like a lot
I
of
don't care about the
little,
ice fox, but the
little
little like
Skip.
fluffy thing.
No.
The
Don't say this
porg
about
or
the
whatever.
Porg, yeah.
How does that survive? They
Oh.
took like the one evolutionary beneficial part of a bird, its beak, and they removed it so it'd be cute and different. But it's like, how does that
It's
survive?
an alien.
It doesn't
Kevin.
survive.
It is an alien bird.
No.
It looks different than this.
I don't
It
know.
does?
Yeah, it looks
This
more
one's
like
more
orange.
fluffy. Mm-hmm.
I guess it did, huh?
I don't know. It's pretty cute. I'm down. But then again, I was a huge Ewok fan, and a lot of people were not. So I've learned. I always thought that everyone thought the Ewoks were adorable. But
I think they've
most
been.
people do not actually.
I think they've been public about this. What do you guys think they're going to do with Carrie Fisher?
Kill her off.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's like the way to get her out of the films to justify her not.
Yeah, because they said they're not gonna like try to like put
You-
her in the last movie in some like
In like a CGI
way, like
thing.
they did.
And she was supposed to be.
She was supposed. Apparently, it's a bigger role for her in this one than in Force Awakens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because like she didn't do anything in Force Awakens.
So I mean, I don't know. Is she just gonna just disappear?
Yeah, you're
So
right.
she's
She's
gonna-
gonna die.
It looked like Kylo was going to kill her,
I mean,
right?
that
But
would
we
be
don't
my
know
guess.
that.
Is that's a good way to continue to make your villain?
Yeah, but like I
evil.
feel like his arc is that he's going to be redeemed by the end. So if he keeps killing off
Yeah.
family members,
No, he's sinking
in
down
each
deep.
movie. Okay.
That's what they want you to think. He's gonna go down. He's gonna kill everybody. He's gonna kill Luke. He's gonna go kill this guy.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Porg.
No.
He's gonna kill all the Ewoks.
I'm excited to see. It's the First Order, right? These are the bad guys now.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm excited to see the kind of the guy running the show, which is that old creepy-looking alien thing.
Oh, Snoke. or
Snoke.
whatever.
Yes, I'm excited to see where that story goes because this is the next big baddie. He's running the show, and we don't know anything about him.
That's true.
I don't even know if he's like written about in the books. But I am stoked.
I'll say this much: Snoke needs to stop smoking because his skin is really
ruined his
bad.
complexion.
Laura Dern is going to be in this movie, and I
Dude,
don't
she
see
is just
her at all.
everywhere.
Yeah, she has purple hair.
Of course she does.
That's amazing.
So that's 90% of why I want to see this movie. But
I was already sold, but now I'm even more sold.
right,
So
I'm going to see it.
Oh yeah, I mean we're all gonna watch it, right?
Skip.
Jason.
Shut up, Jason. You're
Hate
gonna
Star
see it.
Wars.
Yeah.
The worst.
No, you don't. What's your favorite Star Wars, Jason?
The one where there's the close encounter of a third kind. That one.
That's not a Star Wars movie.
Is it one of the older movies?
I've never
haven't seen them.
I've never seen them.
Holy
Yes,
shit!
he
they're
has.
the
New ones.
Best.
You've seen the prequels, and you saw. What else?
I didn't see the prequels. I saw one of the prequels, and then the first one, The Force Awakens,
Oh,
Yeah, those are both not good.
wow.
and then I saw the most
not
recent
true.
one.
I'm a big fan of Return of the Jedi. It's my
Return of the Jedi is good. Empire Strikes Back.
Is the worst movie of the bunch.
Stop
Look, I mean, even
talking
look,
about
just look at the cover.
Empire Strikes Back is great.
Bad stuff.
At this point, is it like you refuse to see it because you've gone this long without seeing it?
There's too many people who are obsessed with Star Wars. Like, I don't need to add.
You need
to
to add.
You don't have to be obsessed with it, but like give it a chance.
No.
I mean, you're missing out on some really great acting, some emotional moments.
Puppets and
no, it's Carrie Fisher at her finest. It's
basically
Harrison
like
Ford at
PBS.
his finest. Do you like Indiana Jones?
It's fine.
Okay.
It's good.
I was gonna say, if
I
you like Indiana Jones, you'll like Star Wars.
That's fine. I'm just being.
You're a bad person.
Perfect.
You're playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right now.
You know, like everybody loves Star Wars, but nobody hates it, and I need to be.
No, that's not true. A lot
on
of
the
people
dark
hate
side.
It. A lot of people hate it.
I've that's true.
I do. I think it's true. I think there,
hates
particularly, I think there are a lot of
Thank you.
Trekkies that do not like it because they're very much divided.
But they've been bled dry. There's been no Star Trek, and now they finally got something, and they've got to get CBS All Access to watch it. So they've turned into Star Wars fans. I think I'm the only one. I am the Darth Vader of Star Wars fans.
Okay.
I don't know if that is apt, but I'm going to say that that's apt.
No,
I'm on.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care.
Well,
that makes no sense.
Like you, I don't care that everyone hates the Porgs. They are adorable.
Oh,
and
that's
I
my
don't
favorite
care.
character.
Yep.
Thank you for tuning into Screen Source episode 9, where we talk about film and television news reviews and we watch some trailers. This is every Sunday at 3 p.m. MST on twitch.tv/Color Circuit Live. Thank you all for being here.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
House.
And we will see you next week.
Woohoo.
Stay tuned for some more programming throughout the week.